Well, if you suffer from vertigo, this might not be the event for you. Good afternoon, hello, and welcome to Katowice in Poland for the second running of Red Bull Roof Ride. My name's Rob Warner, and I'm alongside one of Slopestyle's leading riders. Matt Jones joins me. Matt, why is this event so important to the sport of freestyle?
It's massive, isn't it? I love events like this. They're so important for the entire sport. This is an FMB Gold event, okay, with only Crankworx events sitting a tier above as Diamond Series events. So this is the gateway to Crankworx, and they invite more riders, more underdogs, more rookies here to have a chance to qualify for finals where they can find themselves earning enough points to go to events like Red Bull Roof Ride. And we've seen that here. Amongst the 12 finalists, 8 of them aren't faces we're used to seeing at Crankworx. And it's amazing. You get riders like Griffin Poulsen from 2 years ago bringing world's firsts to an event like this, gaining loads of points. I mean, that was a double backflip bar spin, never before seen in a competition. But this amazing course and amazing underdog riders, you know, with tricks you've never heard of, they're allowed to perform here and they're allowed to unlock those amazing moments.
It's a massive opportunity for some riders today, exactly. They don't often get onto the world stage exactly like this. And of course, it was the Godziek brothers. We've got to talk about them, the two Polish riders. They live about 45 minutes away in a town. They brought this event here in 2021. It was a dream come true for them. Two brothers, Simon and David. Simon, we're looking at third place here 2 years ago. Two very contrasting riders.
Absolutely. So don't forget, these two are brothers, okay? And this was Szymon's run with that massive backflip Superman seat grab. Szymon loves the freestyle motocross elements. He loves huge extension tricks, and he displays that perfectly. But he's a mountain biker. He's a guy we're used to seeing at slopestyle comps. He rides Red Bull Rampage. He's a mountain biker through and through. But it's his brother that took the win 2 years ago. This guy's a BMX rider. He comes from BMX. He still competes in BMX. He wins X Games gold on BMX. And look, he did a twist and no-hander on the biggest jump on course and took the win. Two brothers on the podium in front of a home crowd. That's why this event is so epic.
And as you said, you know, we've got a lot of riders here, big opportunity for them. Make no mistake, Dawid Godziek is right at the very peak of slopestyle at the moment. He's the only rider that can take it to Emil Johansson, as he did in Innsbruck just a week ago. Nearly beat him.
This is his run. So only a week ago, Emil Johansson on a 12-win streak at Crankworx, and he had to really put it to the limit because Dawid Godziek is going to knock him off the top spot.
Yeah.
If anyone's going to do it, it's him. This was his run. He forced Emil Johansson to do a second run and up his game massively. And Emil isn't here today at Roof Ride, so, I mean, we've got to be real here.
Absolutely.
Our money's on David.
There. Yeah, that's right. Pushed him all the way in Cairns as well. But Dawid Godziek is absolutely on the form of his life, yeah. I can't wait to see what he pulls out this afternoon. And, of course, yesterday, as Matt said, we had a massive qualifying afternoon. 28 riders going for 12 spots. This is what happened. And it was Lukas Skiöld with a fine third place in qualifying. One of the many Swedish riders here, Matt.
Exactly. There's so much kind of style and perfection from the Swedes. And a third place, it's got to be one of his best results. And with, you know, it's a gold event. The points up for grabs here is massive. It's so big. Backflip, tail whip to bar spin. So he's going to be dropping in third from last day and have his eye on a podium at a gold event. Tobey Miley from Germany with 5th place.
Amazing run from him as well. A big opportunity for this man. Finishing off strong. Look at that. And as we say about these jumps, Matt, there is something for everyone up there. This is the big 14-metre. Look at the risk involved in that. And look at this man, Jake Atkinson. Wow, he won qualifying.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. So Jake, a skate park rider from the UK, so he's going to be familiar with like the plywood of the course, but his run was unbelievable, and I think no one was more shocked than himself to find himself in top spot in qualifying.
Incredible. I mean, he's only really been riding slopestyle a year. He comes from bicycle trials. Sam Pilgrim saying, like, I was like, give me some history, and he's like, there isn't any really. It's just absolutely astonishing what this dude has done in 1 year. Dawid Godziek, 6th place qualifying. We know that David, today's the big day. He wasn't worried about yesterday too much.
Yeah, qualified in 6th place, but he has so much room for improvement. He was taking it very steady yesterday. He just wanted to be in finals. Same with his brother. They need to be riding these finals in front of their home crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to up their game massively.
15,000 people here this afternoon. This is going to go off. Szymon coming out actually better yesterday with that 4th.
Yeah, I loved his run. It compiles all the kind of freestyle elements of his riding that he loves. Huge Superman seat grab. That's a crowd pleaser.
That comes from freestyle motocross. The extension on that was beautiful to watch, as was a no-handed double backflip, Matt.
In qualifying. Let's not forget about that.
Yeah.
In qualifying. That was a finals run, and it wasn't even good enough for top spot. So you're going to see a very, very unusual list of riders competing here for the podium, and I love that.
And here are today's finalists then. Alessandro Bonifay looking for some banoffee pie this afternoon. Tom Eisted feeling unwell yesterday, still pulled out an insane qualifier. The last page, the Godziaks, before the last rider to drop will be the young man from the UK, Jake Atkinson. An absolutely enormous afternoon for him. Here's what the riders had to say after those qualifying runs.
Yeah, I was playing safe because I didn't have enough practice, and I literally didn't do anything in the practice I did in the run here on the bottom. So it was pretty tricky, but it worked, so I'm happy.
It feels really good. I had trouble last year here to make a good run, so I'm stoked I made it this year.
I need to put more stuff like cork sevens, maybe some Supermans upside down, and still need to watch out for my shoulder, so it's kind of tricky for me.
Yeah, I can't believe what just happened, but yeah, that was my run. I was so happy with it. Like, that was in that run was the first time I actually tricked this jump. It's the biggest jump I've ever hit in my life. So yeah, that was the first time I tricked it, and the double it was scary. And then yeah, the second jump as well. I only flipped it like 2 or 3 times in practice, and so to do the stuff I did on that run, yeah, I was just I can't believe it.
Well, Jake Atkinson confirming that he has been raw dogging his way through qualifying yesterday. It was insane. We've got a very special guest with us this weekend, Caroline Buchanan, 8 times the UCI World Champion, the reigning Queen of Crankworks. Earlier in the week, we sent her to the Godziaks for the calm before the storm.
We're here in Poland with 2 of the best action sport athletes, Dawid Godziek and Szymon Godziek. We're here in David's home compound. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on today?
We have a little jam session with everyone, all the riders from Roof Ride, and we want to warm up before the contest, get some practice and have some fun.
You are the reigning champion from the 2021 Red Bull Roof Ride and the bronze medalist. Can you tell us about the history of how this event ended up in Katowice, Poland?
2 years ago, me, David, and Red Bull came up with this idea of having a big slopestyle event in Poland. And we were lucky enough to find that place in the city center of Katowice with those big roofs where when I seen it for the first time, I was like, yeah, we gotta do a big drop out of it. And that's what's happening. And first stop 2 years ago was a big success. So we're gonna do it again this year.
How big is the roll-in at Red Bull Roof Ride compared to what we're riding today?
Yeah, the biggest drop, it's set on 16 meters high, and then we have 5 meters of the drop to the landing, and the landing of the drop is huge, so it looks really amazing.
David Simon, it's been an absolute honour to join your backyard session. It's now time for the 2023 Red Bull Roof Ride.
Well, that compound, that start tower actually is in the Godziak's mum and dad's garden. I'm not sure about the privacy laws in Poland, but do you reckon you get away with that in Milton Keynes?
There's no way. I mean, those home training compounds are so important for the riders, but they can see into every single garden in the town.
They absolutely can. Well, Matt, you can see this course. We sent him down it yesterday.
We're up at the start of the course. This course is just so unique, so diverse, and the Godziek brothers have designed every single feature to bring together and compile an event that guarantees massive airtime, the biggest tricks you're going to get in a slopestyle competition, and 100% riding on plywood, which is so fast, so high speed, and that just offers the most opportunity to go massive. Let's check out the course. Up here with the first feature, you're just so exposed. There's going to be thousands of people down there looking up at the first trick of your run. And where they've added this takeoff here, you're going to bring in way more combinations of backflips, 360 combinations. This is a super trickable feature. This is the first big step up, so riders are going to want to choose a trick that complements what they've done on the step down. As you come down that roll, and it just looks like you're going to launch into the middle of the city. I'm curious to see what riders do up here in such an exposed setting. Now we're cruising into the slowest and the most technical section. This is the jump box, or the tabletop, which the judges aren't scoring too heavily. But when scores are so tight, surely this is a place to claw back a few extra points. This one is what makes roof riding what it is. You ride off a 16-metre roof. And that's the thing that this event has, which so few do. It's just the exposure, the risk. I mean, that's horrendous. And the speed generated is insane. So come and look at the next jump. It's a beast. Riding off a 16-metre roof is going to give you a massive jump, isn't it? But this is the longest slopestyle jump you're going to see at any competition this year. It's just under 14 metres. It's a mega ramp. This is so long, so fast, and I don't know what tricks to expect, to be honest. That speed is so difficult to work with. After the longest jump on course, we've got the tallest jump on course. That's a 4-metre takeoff. It's so big for slopestyle, and the riders are calling in the move looter because that's where it sends you. This is the final judge feature. It's a more standard size for slopestyle, so if riders have been working on new tricks at home, it's probably on a jump just like this. So keep your eyes peeled of what happens at the end of their run. So 7 trickable features, 7 places for riders to stand out. The judges look at all 7 of those. And with jumps that are the tallest and the longest of all slopestyle competition, I know that riders wait patiently for an event like this to roll around, where they might bring a trick to a competition that's never been seen. A 4-metre takeoff, you could triple backflip out of that thing. Who knows, you might even see one. You'll have to course preview.
Well, incredible to see it. And, you know, it's an incredibly kind of diverse track. Like you said, there is something there for everyone. We likely to see a world's first today?
Yeah, quite possibly, because the course offers that, you know.
Yeah.
And a jump that's over 13 metres long, it's a mega ramp, you know. There's entire X Games events that are built around that one jump, but this just slots into a full course. And then last year with a double backflip bar spin in finals, it's going to happen, it has to. And
I've got to ask you quickly about Jake Atkinson, the man who's going to drop in last. Do you remember your first time qualifying first at the event? I mean, it's huge for him, right? Don't underestimate the pressure on his shoulders today.
The pressure's huge, especially for an underdog, because you have to kind of assess your riding and then realise that it was actually the best on the entire day. And the pressure that adds is huge. And he'll be the last to drop in, having watched everyone's runs.
Oh, my. I cannot wait to see how this unfolds then. They're going to be riding off the roofs after this. We'll see you in a few moments.
Pump up your tires for the bike content on Red Bull TV. And check out the best live events, feature films, and shows. Download the Red Bull TV app for free. And sign in to watch all of our content offline. Download the app now.
And hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Katowice in Poland for the second edition of Red Bull Roof Ride, a slopestyle event with a difference. I'm Rob Warner, alongside one of the leading riders on the planet, Matt Jones, as our first rider already appearing in the gate. But Matt, this is going to be phenomenal this afternoon. We saw qualifying yesterday, and we know that this afternoon is going to deliver. The conditions are absolutely perfect.
Absolutely. Yesterday's qualifying, we saw some tricks that were so amplified and so big for a qualifying session, and the wind was blowing. You can see there today, it is breezy, but feels much, much better than qualifying yesterday. To expect like an unbelievable show coming up.
Exactly. 7 big features on this course. That huge rundown off the big roof there, 26 metres from the start down to the finish. Windsocks filling up a little bit there, but nothing like we saw in qualifying yesterday. And to be honest, that was pretty mind-blowing. We know today will be a lot better. the Spodek Arena there, the UFO that looks like it's crash landed here in the middle of Katowice, setting an incredible backdrop.
That wind has picked up, actually.
Just a touch, yeah, just a touch.
With the shape of the course being an L shape, you're guaranteed at some point to get a crosswind or a side wind, aren't you? Whether you drop into a headwind when you turn that corner, that's going to be pushing against the side of you, which is the worst possible combination for tricks.
That's right, absolutely.
Especially on mountain bikes.
Yeah. Blue skies, though, ahead over us now. 28 riders trying to qualify. 12 in the final today. And let's have a look at this course then. So I say 26 metres off the start hut. Bit different than last year, Matt. And then they come into this flat drop and this mega ramp.
It's unbelievable. You literally ride off of the roof. You can't even see the landing as you take off. It's completely blind, so it looks like you're going to crash land into a car park. Miles down below. That first big jump in view there being nearly 14 metres long, the longest in the world, really, in a slopestyle competition this year.
The speed they hit it at is phenomenal, frightening to watch. Into a super kicker after that, the highest, the jump that gives the most.
Yeah, it's got a 4 metre takeoff. It's unbelievable. We saw probably 5 or 6 riders double backflip it yesterday. That's unheard of in qualifying. That's becoming... Can you imagine a double backflip being a commonplace trick now?
Yeah. And here is the start list then. Alessandro Bonifay would have been the first to start. Actually, he's feeling a bit beaten up from yesterday, the last few days. So it's Luke Parker that we're going to... Luke Parker coming in first. Kaidan Ingersoll, Diego Caverzasi, Tom Eisted not starting as well. We go to the last page, which has both the Godziaks on it. And then it'll be the young man from the UK, 18 years old, Jake Atkinson, who will be the last to drop in on what is going to be the biggest run of his life, without a doubt, right?
Yeah, completely. I think he's as shocked as anyone to find himself dropping in last, first place qualifier, Jake Atkinson. Yeah, only 20 from the north of England, and he absolutely exploded onto the slopestyle circuit this year. And can you imagine now being first qualified that quickly?
That's pretty mad, isn't it? Taking it to the world's best. So, Friedger Schönberger then.
This guy only just got into finals, okay? So Tom Eisted from the UK has dropped out because he's been struggling with illness all week. This guy was at the hotel 30 minutes ago. Everyone's just said he absolutely ran up to the top of the course, so excited to have an opportunity to ride, and he's made it here in time. So no practice this morning from this guy. Probably thinking his weekend was absolutely over. I wonder what that does. What do you do? He's now planning a run, probably for the first time, planning his first finals run live.
Yeah, you're dead right there. Yeah, very, very short notice. I got a round of applause as he appeared in the Riders' Lounge downstairs for just getting here on time.
He's essentially going to be guinea pigging the wind, the conditions, the effect of it on this course, being the first rider to drop in now. Everyone's going to be watching eagerly to see what happens. Is he going to case a jump? Is he going to overshoot? Does it change your view? And he's dropping in now. Here we go.
So, first rider on track and a strong start.
With a backflip bar spin on the step down into the step up. A backflip Superman seat grab. He must have had a good night's sleep last night, not partied too hard, because he's on form here with this run. This is the smallest, most technical feature on course, but the judges
one of the biggest
are looking at it. And into the massive drop with a flat drop tail whip coming into the mega ramp. A straight air there.
Goes
getting a bit bucked. Maybe the conditions aren't what he knows. Backflip no hander going deep again. And into the final jump, 360 double bar spin.
Wow.
First rider on course, getting top to bottom. Good lad.
And big over the 14-metre jump. I know he only straight aired it, but the hang time, you could see how many adjustments he could make in the time he had in the air there. Yeah,
he was keen for a bit of whiskey throttle, wasn't he? But lacking an engine. Up top here, really stood out though. Backflip bar spin on the step down. And this massive backflip Superman seat grab. A real crowd pleaser doing that trick upside down. This is a 5-metre drop, massively blind, really exposed coming off there. But nearly 14 metres this jump. He obviously went long, a little bit of a nosedive. That's going to hurt his score because the judges are looking at that big drop and that big first jump specifically hard. There is more weight on the more gnarly and risky features and less weight and impact on the smaller ones like that technical jump box up top. Lovely 360 double bar spin there. There we go.
50.25 then for Friedger Schönberger from Germany. Opening things up here this afternoon at Red Bull Roof Ride. 3 runs actually for these riders here today.
It is a
different
3-run
format.
final, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. We saw in 2021 not that many riders going for that third run. It's an option though if they want it. Luke Parker now from Australia, 28 years old. A regular in FMB silver, bronze, gold events.
Yeah, loving his European tour again this year. Over from Australia, dropping in. Front flip on the step down. That's going to score huge points. Massive risk on the first feature. Into a double tail whip. We saw that in qualifying from him yesterday. Round that berm, coming into this feature. This is somewhere that people are getting really technical.
Yes.
360 foot jam into that landing. Judges will love that. Another flat drop tail whip, carrying great speed into the mega ramp. Backflip bar spin. What's he got on this absolute moon boot? A double flip!
Double back from it!
Out so slow!
And goes off the side there. Well, Parker was on a good one.
Yeah, at dinner last night, we were chatting about the double backflip. Luke went absolutely to flat on that moon booty yesterday, almost missing the entire landing.
That's right, it was insane.
Yeah, unbelievable. Went to the moon and landed flat, and that's going to have played in his mind coming into today's double backflip, because he's obviously rotated a lot slower and hardly even got that round. But look at this introduction to a run. What a statement the front flip is on a step down.
Yeah, that's
double tail whip.
Gets the judges' attention.
So yesterday, I felt like it was the top of the course where riders were struggling with the wind. Potentially now, the top's better, and it's the bottom which is proving more of an issue. That's insane, just to boot your bike away from yourself off a huge drop.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Look at the airtime on that. You're hitting that. I'd love to know the speed. It's fast.
And the rotation, of course, has to be a lot slower over such a big gap. So many things to adjust on these different size jumps. All ply as well, Matt. The rider's saying mentally it makes a big difference. The sheer sides on the landings. Oh, just it is close.
And he was near the edge. That's what you're talking about, how exposed these vertical sides are of landings. It plays in your head. You think, I can't afford to carve to the side too much because I might miss the entire thing.
That's right. 42.75 then, R1, run one for him.
Obviously not making it to the end of the course is going to penalise you massively, so Luke's scoring a 42. The judges here need to use the full scope of 0 to 100, so don't be surprised to see scores low down below 50, because they need space. They need space up there in the 80s, the 90s to score well and judge well.
Kaidan Ingersoll from the USA next, looking at his graphic there, looks like a man who doesn't mind some height off these lips here today then. Let's see what he's got. Straight in with 360 bar spin to start.
Double bar spin, Rob, almost. I'll give you a chance on some of these later. Massive front flip on that step up. You could have called that one.
I could have got that one right.
Super young rider here, only 18 years of old. Tuck no hander up, bar spin in, using the on and the off of that jump box. Truck driver on the flat drop there. Backflip tail whip on the longest jump on course. He could not have landed better. Into a 360 tail whip, so lofty, so slow. Oh my word, a 360 double down whip. That was a complex run that had a bit of everything.
Surely.
Back flips, front flips, topside tail whips, downside tail whips, you name it. That was a packaged run that the judges will love.
They will love it, and surely he's going to raise the bar with that run then. Only a 50.25 to beat for a third rider of these 12 finalists here today. Kaidan Ingersoll bringing the magic.
So you count the bar spins there, Rob. There's two of them.
Right.
That's a duck 360 double bar spin. There's a system here.
Okay, Matt. Okay.
No, it's right. I'm trying to help because I know you're keen to do this whole show alone. Backflip tail whip.
I'm definitely needing you here, Matt.
That's a hard trick on a really fast jump, because you kick the bike away. The wheels are spinning so fast it doesn't want to go around. And some of these riders, you know, only 18 years old. He's not done multiple tours and slopestyle series, so he's going to be figuring this stuff out in practice for the first time. It's amazing to see him in finals landing a run. Look at that position. You're so far away from the bike and have to bring it all together at the last moment.
Let's see what the score is then. 75.25. He takes the lead.
It's a good score.
It is a good score, yeah.
Massive boost on the rest of the field, and that's going to give him a massive confidence boost moving into the second and third run. The riders here have 3 runs, so if you pull your first one, you can absolutely go for broke. You can make huge enhancements to your run and risk it all.
Exactly, the difference being, if you've laid down 2 decent runs, why not blow the cork off it on the third run? You've got really nothing to lose. Diego Caverzasi now.
Absolutely familiar face on all the slopestyle World Tour competitions, and Crankworks especially. He's dropping in 360 X up. Oh, beautiful backflip tail whip. Slipping one pedal. Oh, and he drifts into the berm. That was a shroud, Rob. You missed that. You'd have loved it. The opposite bar spin on. coming into the flat drop. Flat drop backflip, the first one we've seen in finals. Epic trick.
So clean. Big front flip, no hand there.
No hander. Backflip, bar spin to tail whip, almost looping out.
Just gets back on.
And a tail whip on the last jump. The
Decent,
right? Killing his speed a little bit, and he couldn't make it happen on the last jump as much as he'll want to. Diego is a mastermind of massive tricks. Highlight there, Rob, was the front flip no-hander, wasn't it? What an almighty thing.
Good to see that, yeah, incredible. He can be happy enough with his first run then.
Let's have a look at the replay. Lovely slow rotation on that 360. This is where he slipped the pedal. If you watch his feet, just touches the ground, you lose a few points for that and drifting into that berm. Maybe that was deliberate.
Yeah, maybe. Getting a leg out.
Yeah. Flat drop backflip, that's a fantastic angle for a trick like that. You have to bunny hop off the flat ground and create that whole backflip yourself. Massive front flip no-hander. Soaring above the crowd here. And almost looping out, having to grab a handful of back brake there to drop the nose and losing a bit of speed. But a tail whip on the last jump, it won't have been the trick he was looking for, but saved the run, allowed him to get to the finish and get a score on the board. Amazing riding from Diego.
See what the score gives him then. It was incredible run. A 65.25 then on run one.
And potentially so much improvement there. Diego's got unbelievable trick bags, you know, he can
delve a lot deeper.
He's created combinations himself and brought world's first to competitions, and he'll be loving the airtime here, so watch out for Diego on the next couple of runs.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. The next man to drop in. What have we got? Well, a man we expect, I would say, to roll the dice here this afternoon. Chance Moore.
Only 18 years of age again.
One of the young guns here from Canada, from Langley. Chance Moore on track then.
Back to tail whip on the step down.
Massive.
I was not expecting that.
Flat drop last year, been improved now.
Flat spin double 360 double tail whip, leaning over his shoulder, adding a lot of style to his run. Opposite bar spin on, regular bar spin in. Those two things complementing one another.
360 bar spin off.
Massive flat drop trick.
He goes for the double flip there.
He couldn't have landed better. Clock 720 to the moon.
This is coming alive.
Oh my word, one jump to go.
No way.
Stop.
It's perfect.
Stop.
It was absolutely perfect.
Chance Moore has more chance of being in first place than anyone here.
What a run from the youngster. The young Canadian delivering there. That was unbelievable. The front flip at the end, I've never seen one landed more perfectly.
It was incredible.
It was.
Oh, there's so much to catch up on this run. Backflip tail whip coming in super nosed in. Look at the body position on that 360 double whip. So leant over, hanging out in the air. Lovely technical use for the jump box here. But this is where the whole run absolutely came alive. 360 bar spin. Landing great. Watch this now. 1, 2 backflip. Spotting that enormous landing. And it's a magnificent landing. That's what we want to see.
It's insane. 14 metres at least through the air. That's the best part. 60 feet.
Oh my God.
Look at that. There's so much going on there with his hands.
Yeah, those bottom three jumps linked together in a way that I can't stress how valuable that is for the score. To do a double backflip.
Okay, well, let's go down to Caroline. She's with him.
Chance Moore, you're only 18 years old. This is one of the biggest competitions, 19, that you have ever been on. Tell everyone about the competition and your backyard. You've got an incredible setup to prepare yourself for one of the biggest slopestyle events in the world.
I absolutely love it. And big air.
What can we expect from you in your second run? Was that everything?
We'll see. We'll see. I like the course. It's super big double flips. I absolutely love it.
Amazing run, Chance. The scores are coming in. Let's review them now.
89.5
position, Katowice. Give it up for Chance Moore.
Whoa, that's massive. 89.5 for Chance Moore.
Well deserved. That's what the judges are looking for. They're looking for amplitude, for really difficult tricks, high risk. You can think a double backflip on a jump that big. You're really risking it all.
And here's the thing. that score there, Chance Moore score, equals Jake Atkinson's best qualifying score yesterday, 89.5 as well. So the rest of the riders at the top now are going to know they've got to turn it up.
Absolutely.
Yesterday will not do anymore.
Today is a different day. Qualifying's out the window, and these riders are dropping bigger tricks, going even bigger, and landing perfectly too. The conditions must have improved for the riders. And with 3 runs, Chance now gets 2 more opportunities to go crazy because he stopped a first run.
All right, from Sweden now. Felix Törnqvist on course.
Double tail whip on the step down.
Oh!
Whoa, 360 whip to bar. Actually looking like he was super close to the edge of that landing, which would have been so scary.
Oh,
Barsbin
keeps
to
the
manual.
manual.
Barsbin in classic Swedish style there. These guys are familiar with skate park riding.
Big tail whip down.
What was that, Rob?
I think that was a backflip triple spin bar.
Backflip double Barsbin. That's a triple tail.
And he goes down there.
He does. What a shame. The first triple whip we've seen on that jump.
Gets tangled up. Well, this massive crowd here appreciating that.
I can't believe triple whips are becoming a mountain bike trick in slopestyle. It's such a mad manoeuvre to make the bike go around 3 times.
It's a big bike as well to throw round. Yeah, it's mad. Everything's mad about top-level slopestyle.
So this was an epic start to a run. Double whip. A lot of tail whips in this run. 360 tail whip to bar spin. Let's see how... Oh, he was quite close to the edge down there. Lovely bar spin to manual, to bar spin in. Another tail. There's a lot of triple whip where he crashed, a double whip up top.
Look at this. Look at the size of that jump. Oh!
And then into this. This was his 5th, 6th and 7th tail whip.
No way!
Yeah.
And he was close to landing it.
I know. He's got 2 more chances. He's bound to pull that out of the bag.
39.25 for him with that crash there. Come close.
Good to see him standing up and actually applauding the crowd after crashing on a moon booter.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, strap in for this one then. Dawid Godziek, the next to drop in. A man who has been pushing the world's best, Emil Johansson, every step of the way at Crankworks. The winner here in 2021.
Yeah, he really took it steady in qualifying yesterday. He just wanted a place in the finals. That was the important thing, to be riding here today in front of the home crowd in Katowice. But he can absolutely raise the level on yesterday. It would look like he was cruising, and he still found himself at the spot in finals.
And he knows what he needs, an 89.5. It's Chance Moore leading at the moment. But the big dog, Dawid Godziek, about to drop in from Suzek, about 45 minutes away then, a massive run.
Double tail up on the step down. Oh! My God! Flash roll bar spin that was to the moon. It was massive.
Yep.
Manualing up, hop 360 in. Different approach to that, different is good. Wow, a flat drop backflip bar spin.
Insane! What's he got? No handed! Oh!
The twister no hand was a trick that got him the win 2 years ago on that jump, and this year sliding out, slightly under rotating, potentially battling a headwind, potentially just getting the speed wrong, but David's up on his feet and ready to go again.
2 more runs, remember. Nice feeling when run 1 goes wrong, I'm sure, Matt, right? To have 2 more attempts.
Oh yeah, it makes a massive difference, because otherwise it would be all or nothing on the next one. But the top of this run, I mean, it had everything in it, didn't it? Double tail whip.
Look at the size of this!
Spin. Basically a 360 front flip. It's not, but it's the best way to describe it, you know. Manning up, hop 360 in.
Could that have affected his speed?
Potentially, but it would have all been all right from here. Backflip bar spin.
So a 33.5 for him. Not what he was looking for.
Under rotated, about 90 degrees shy and washing out, turning a mega ramp into a slide. Imagine doing a 1080, taking your hands off, and then just sliding down a landing like it's fun. You know?
Yeah, after flying a long, long way through the air. There's the standings at the moment. Ingersoll, Caverzasi laying down good runs as well. But it's Chance Moore. Everyone is chasing with a score that equals the best qualifier from yesterday. Still looking calm at the top. No sign of any wind as it's Tobey Miley now, 20 years old, from Lune in Germany.
5th place qualifier at a gold event yesterday.
Yeah, that's right.
Potentially
that's
best
a big
qualifying
deal.
result. Yeah. Putting you saying to the world, I'm 5th in qualifying against the best riders. Let's see what he's got today. More riders to come, more tricks that we're eagerly anticipating. Potentially some world's first. Let's see what he's got in his run. 360 tail whip.
Insane.
Yeah, they're really
trick.
stepping up the level up the top of the. Wow, backflip Superman seat grab, perfect landing.
But maybe because they've got 2 more runs after this, if they want it, Matt, they can take chances on every jump on this course. What's he got on the flat
360
drop?
double bar spin, nice, massive trick for a flat drop of that size.
Oh!
Backflip bar spin, looking for a tuck no hander, but not getting his hands off.
Up and over.
Backflip triple bar spin. There's a theme here, and 360 tail whip to bar spin.
Good solid run then for
Really
Tobey Miley.
Yeah, he's
yes,
pumped.
I would be too.
Making it to the end on your first run is such a confidence boost. I can't describe the difference.
Look at his face.
For the rest of your day, knowing that I've landed a run, I've got a score on the board.
1 in the bank.
Yeah,
Done.
1 in the bank.
That's right. You've banked 1.
Slopestyle is a game of inches where every landing counts, the position of your feet on the pedals counts, and you can expect to see a lot of other riders going down and make mistakes. So getting a score on the board means everything. So this big flat drop is a really key feature where you're going to get a lot of points. Pretty sure. Was it a 360 double bar spin? I'm sure it was. Yeah, look, not managing to get his hands off there on that big jump, and that will hurt your score. But potentially always, you know, repeating tricks like bar spins, doing them on every feature. It's great, it's an added combination, but the judges do want to see variety. They want to see you take your hands off and your feet off, spin in both directions. We haven't seen really any opposite tricks yet, which is surprising with 7 trickable features. I think, you know, if riders spin both ways, it's going to help. There's a
70.25 then. He can be happy enough with that.
Yeah, fully.
That sees him into 3rd place. That might be all about to change though, because the next man to drop is going to be Szymon Godziek, David's brother, riding actually with a sore shoulder. Didn't risk it yesterday at all in qualifying. Today will be a different story after a crash at Innsbruck last week. So let's see what Szymon's got. Front flip to start, straight out the gate.
He's carrying a lot of speed here. What's it going to be? Flip bar whip. The top of this course has been so different today. The tricks are massive up there. Manualing up and over. What we're going to get, a flat drop, 360 bar spin.
And this big 40-metre boot now.
FMX, we do a backflip Superman.
Misses a pedal on the landing.
Losing a bit of speed.
Goes double flip. Wow.
Ran with a foot off. And a 360 tail whip, looking for a bar, but he stopped the run. Home crowd pumped.
That was insane. Slipped a pedal on the landing and the big Buddha still went for the double flip. And again, opening out in the middle of that rotation. Matt, we saw it yesterday qualified. Slowing it down, taking a look, tucking back in and hitting it perfect. It's insane.
Halfway round a
Are
double
you
flip.
joking?
Having a peek at the landing.
Oh,
this was an awesome run. Classic Szymon style. Bosch. Huge front flip on the step down. Lovely combo, flip bar whip. That's an amazing looking trick. It couldn't scream capability more than doing all of that in a backflip. That's years in the making, a trick like that.
Bit of FMX influence coming up after this
360 bar spin. A lot of riders are choosing to do that on the flat drop, but this for me, this moment upside down here, one hand on the seat, massive super seat.
I mean, look at it. The extension was perfect. Slips that pedal, calms it all down.
You've got to be so composed for double backflip. Like, everything is calculated, and he's figuring out if his foot's on the pedal.
Look,
into it.
And then just pauses in the middle.
It's amazing.
That is amazing. And you said that that's by far kind of the safest way of doing it, right?
Yeah, you want to be able to take a look, because you can adjust your speed for the second rotation. It's how a lot of us do it.
Okay, well, we're going to go down to Simon, who's with Caroline.
Szymon Godziek coming into your home country, 12,000 screaming spectators. How does that feel?
It's feeling amazing. You know, I'm so happy to be able to compete here and to show off my skills, despite I'm so old, you know. And dzięki wielkie. Uwielbiamy was, wiecie? Zajawa.
Thank you, Szymon. The scores are coming through now.
And it's an
Through into rank number 2.
82.5.
Crowd, give it up for Szymon Godziek.
Second place for him at the moment then. Good enough to see him go 7 points off Chance Moore though. Chance Moore laying it down.
Quite a gap, but if you think that he did slip a pedal.
Yeah, that's true. And the judges,
on that backflip super C,
he'll be marked down for that.
Yeah, they used to say it's worth 5 points. I don't know if that's the case anymore, but looking at the scores.
Lukas Skiöld next. Solid on all his statistics, style, creativity, amplitude and execution then.
A familiar face, but not at these big gold and diamond events. So a third place qualifier for him is massive. And he's got a 360 double bar spin on the step down. Lovely backflip, inward table to bar spin, signature Swedish trick. They love the style coming out in their riding. Switch bar up, foot jam in, I love that.
What's he going to do?
360 double bar spin.
Double in there as well. Look at that!
Whip on a huge jump. That will feel crazy at that speed. Into a flip whip to bar. 2 back-to-back tricks that look really good together. And a triple bar spin 360.
Still getting over that last jump.
Loads of complexity in that run. We've got bar spins, tail whips in different orders. I think you'd have struggled to call that one, Rob.
I think you might be right with that.
And the judges are going to have to digest how it all happened, what order he did everything in, whether he's adding to his run or whether he's repeating too much. That's a big question mark. Thankfully, that's not our job here. We're just calling it out.
Well, it was a solid run from where I was sat. Great to see Skiöld up in his game this year. Actually rode his first ever Crankworks Diamond level FMB event. Finished 8th in New Zealand at the start of the year. Big result.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the score of this because it's going to summarise for me what the judges are looking for. This was a really technical run. You'll count a lot of bar spins, a lot of tail whips. Combinations really is this guy's signature style.
Do the Swedish riders do anything but incredibly technical runs?
It's their, it's their
bread and butter.
Absolute bread and butter, yeah. It's what they're known for. Emil Johansson more so than anybody. But then with Szymon's run before being more FMX, more go massive, huge amplitude, those two scores side by side are going to display what the judges are looking for.
While
you can't argue with that, can you?
While you're upside down, to have the presence of mind just to kick the bike away with your foot and make it, tail whip, it's insane. It's mad to look at.
And the back of that landing on the mega ramp's miles away. It's like a wall. You're no way near it.
Look, it's just insane. Look at the accuracy.
Yeah.
The composure in the air. No panic.
Oh, it's a huge score.
86.25, then he goes second with that skill, so the technicality being rewarded.
Absolutely, playing as a huge strength on this course. When there's 7 features and they all count, I guess throwing huge combos out every way you can only go one way, and that's with a higher score.
Wow.
Also riding a slopestyle bike too, I just saw. Full suspension.
That's pretty rare.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another Swede.
Another one. Alex Alanko now. Great qualifier from him yesterday. Sees him drop in second to last, 88.5. He's going to be wanting more here, though, in the roof ride finals. Big start.
360 tail whip on the step down.
Only just got back on. Oh, look at that, man.
Wow, it came round last minute. That was an opposite Cork 720. Great to see some opposite tricks. And with a trick like a Cork 720.
This is why he's the second qualifier off the flat drop now. Big 3 bar spin.
Keep going, Rob.
And it's a front flip suicide on the massive 14 metre.
Backflip triple bar spin on the moon booter. And a regular, yes, he stops it, a regular Cork 720, integrated with an opposite one up top. That's what the judges want.
Roof ride is delivered here in Katowice, Poland this afternoon. Alex Alanko with a scorching run there.
Alex rides the Diamond Series events like Crankwork, so he's used to the massive jumps, but a top-to-bottom course that's plywood with all these different shaped takeoffs, that's unfamiliar for everybody. Watch this, how last minute this comes round. He's yanking on the bars to pull that opposite spin round.
You could see it, and then it was a matter of getting the bike there.
I know, so he's spinning towards his front foot, which makes it opposite, which is way harder, because when you spin in a regular direction but towards your back foot like that, your hips are already opened up in the right direction. It's easy to spin the way your body's pointing. Front flip tuck no-hander, not quite the suicide that Rob claimed, but we've got rookies of slopestyle here. We also have rookies of slopestyle commentary.
Sorry. I wasn't too far off there.
Nah, everyone would take it. But
what's a suicide when the hands go back further?
Yeah, you grip the seat with your knees and you don't tuck the bars into your lap.
Okay.
Okay,
right.
I've
You
learned
probably do
something.
them. Do you do suicide and hammers yourself?
Yeah, that's why I knew it. Yeah. I like to land them
Speaking
no-handed.
from
Actually. I like to land them no-handed, actually. Right, back to the serious business of Alex Alanko's run. But one of the big dogs here, really. Like you said, a diamond FMB rider.
Been doing the crankwork stops for a few years. The judges have taken a little bit of time on this one. Obviously, the opposite cork 720 and the regular one. Huge statement, really, to say, look, I can spin in both directions. Really complex tricks in all manner of directions.
Well, massive crowds here at the second edition of Red Bull Roof Ride in Katowice, Poland. If you just joined us, I'm Rob Warner alongside Matt Jones. This man has just had a massive run. We're waiting for his score to come in. And it's an 85.12. Alex Alanko then going straight in a third place with that.
Amazing to see some scores, well, so many scores up in the 80s here, and this is only the first run of finals with 2 to go, so I'm sure the riders are going to be smashing into the 90s.
Yeah, I think so. Well,
2 years
and
ago.
also, Matt, with this being a 3-run format, perhaps the judges are leaving themselves somewhere to go with the scores.
They have to leave space.
Yeah, they do.
The score doesn't represent truly what it is out of 100. The score just gives the judges space, to slot riders in. You don't want to squeeze everyone in.
What's going through Jake Atkinson's head now? 20 years old, the last to drop in here, then the best qualifier yesterday.
This is
massive.
Probably the biggest moment of his entire life now into the finals. Dropping in with a 360 triple bar spin.
Look at that!
Oh my word! Oh, the highest anyone's gone on that step up by miles.
Well, if there's any nerves, you can't see them.
Opposite bar spin up to a hot tail whip into the landing. Jake Atkinson's on fire.
Smashing
with
the score.
Driver on the flat drop. 1, 2, a double tail whip on the massive jump. Flip bar whip.
It's clean so far from Jake Atkinson. He lands it. What a run!
That run is. It had everything.
Made it look easy. No sign of any nerves there. That was unbelievable.
For a rookie, for a guy that's really figuring out slopestyle this year in real time, he knows how to put a run together. He knows what elements are required to get a good score. He proved it in qualifying yesterday, and although that finals run was similar, he stomped it again, showing that he is consistent. He is becoming familiar with these massive jumps. And that double tail whip on the mega ramp, so difficult when your wheels are spinning that fast, with the wind blowing in your face to kick your bike away and make it balance, go round. This for me was the highlight. It launches out of that takeoff. Jake rides a lot of skate parks, so the plywood's going to feel pretty familiar. He'll feel at home riding on the surface.
Look at that, Matt.
That's perfect.
Nicking points, stealing points everywhere he can on the way down.
That's what it's about. It's just, as we said, it's a game of inches. You need to land well, go high, mix your run up with variety.
Look at that. Just feet hanging above the ground, bike spinning in front of you. Insane. And look at the height on that off the super kicker. Well, perfect. Perfection from Jake Atkinson in his biggest competition to date. And Caroline is with him. Down to you, Caroline.
We're down here with the #1 qualifier, Jake Atkinson. You've done it again, complete consistency. You look like you've done this all the time, but you've only crossed over to mountain biking 3 years ago from BMX. How did you end up here?
Honestly, I don't know. I was riding skate parks, I guess. I came from BMX, so like 6 years of that. And then, 3 years on this in the skate park, and since last year started riding competition.
So quite comfy when it comes to riding on wood, and this is a unique environment. Tell us if you got more.
Yeah, I think we got some more to give in the second run or third. We'll see.
Thank you, Jake. Give it up for the crowd.
Well, congratulations, Jake. And there's his score. It's an 88 for him. He goes second then. Oh, Jake Atkinson moves into second place behind that unbelievable run from Chance Moore. Wow. Okay, we're going to re-rack and we're going to go again for run 2. That's how it stands after the first then. Just 1.5 points in it between Jake Atkinson and Chance Moore. Skiöld takes third, the top Swedish rider. Wow, the Godziak's a little bit further back as well today. Interested.
Yeah, but neither have landed a perfect run.
No.
These top guys, Chance Moore, Jake Atkinson, all having a pretty greasy perfect run, and their score reflecting it. But don't count the Godziak brothers out because they have not polished a run off.
They've got 2 more to go,
They can.
Well, these are some of the highlights then from the first runner. We've just seen it. And deliver it did.
A champion, ain't nothing that can't be done. Oh yeah, I put it all on the line. Definition of divine.
Yeah, I feel like a champion. Ain't nothing that can't be done. They told me I wouldn't be nothing. Came on down second to none. I need me a trophy, I need me a ring. I'm not with the bull, but keep it a beam. Know what it is, you know what I mean? Shit, all I do is win, 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 win. Haters wanna hate, they ain't made top 10. Double, triple team, what they need to defend. I juke left and I'm gone with the win. I'm gone with it.
I feel like a champion. A champion. Ain't nothing that can't be done. Oh yeah. I put it all on the line. Definition of divine. I feel like a champion. A champion. Ain't nothing that can't be done. Oh yeah. I put it all on the line. Definition of divine.
Feel like a champ, MVP status. Yeah, the win been guaranteed. So let's see about it. If you gon' speak about it, then be about it. If you don't bring that energy, no, I can't be around it. Nah, I'ma shoot my shot. I'ma stick it, watch. At the tippy top, I cannot take no loss. 2 seconds on the clock.
Massive drop.
They gotta give me the rock. I got a game on way.
Amazing images from the first run. 2 more to go here at Roof Ride in Katowice.
A champion. Ain't nothing that can.
But yeah, brilliant first round. So the young Canadian Chance Moore leading. Pressure now. Target on his back for run 2. Does that change things?
Absolutely. There's so much more at play here at this competition than just this competition itself. It's an FMB Gold event. That means that massive points are up for grabs. For these riders, the start list, not so many familiar names from diamond events like Crankworks, which means that 2/3 of these riders are fighting for spots at diamond events. And they can disturb the peace by getting those points, you know. If the podium's a list of riders that aren't at Crankworks, the chances are next year you'll see them there. There's so many points up for grabs for winning a gold event.
Look at the crowds here. Masses of people here. Around 15,000 people on site. Sold out qualifying, sold out finals day. And round 2 about to drop.
Riders are dropping in the same order.
Friedger Schönberger the first to drop in, and that 50.25 on run number 1 for him.
It will now have sunk in that he's here in finals after getting the news 20 minutes before the start that Tom Eistedt had dropped
That's
out.
right, yeah, that's right. Maybe this will be a better run from him. He's had time to digest, yeah. He literally ran into the Riders' Lounge, onto the Riders' presentation, out of breath from pedalling here as quickly as he could.
In a dressing gown.
With a shower cap on.
Yeah, they said, Friedger, you still got your shower cap on, mate.
It's like, no worries, I'm in finals, it doesn't matter. Apparently he's still got it on now, under that helmet. In the zone, very much then.
Right, run number 2, here we go. Backflip bar, double bar spin on the step down. Massive progression. Oh, huge! Backflip Superman seat grab. Basically ditching the bike and snatching it in thin air. Opposite bar spin up, hopping in. Coming into the blindest feature on course. With the tail whip. Massive speed now. What's he got on the huge jump? Backflip double bar spin again. Coming into the moon booter. Backflip bar spin. Sorry, backflip tuck no hander to bar spin.
Did he get his hands off? 360 to finish.
Looking for more in that potentially.
Yeah.
Adding a combo.
No points actually for the dismount for the quarter pipe at the end. I think he was looking for a little bit more there.
And he has the opportunity to do that with the 3rd run, which is unusual in slopestyle events. So we're going to get more fierce riding from the riders than normal.
Yeah, we are. It might turn into a little bit of a best trick comp, run number 3. Double bar spin to start. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Lovely to see the extension on the seat grab.
They're such important tricks for slopestyle runs, just to add a big extension trick, which isn't as technical, but just more crowd pleasing.
Looks nice.
Yeah.
Just pleasing on the eye.
Yeah, easy on the eye, aesthetically pleasing. Tricks like no-handers and Supermans, the longer you hold them, the more points you get. It's not all about spinning the bars loads of times or doing loads of tail whips. It's about everything. Variety is key in this sport.
Maybe unravelled a little bit there. I don't think he got his hands off quite as cleanly as he wanted. Still though, made it to the line. Yeah, no extension on it. He says, sat here in his commentary box.
The sheer sided landings do look really, like, you look vulnerable up there, don't you? You've got
wild
off the side of one of those.
62.75 then, he can be happy with that. Run at 2. Much better, much cleaner. Weather looking like it's holding off at the moment, Matt. There was talk of some storms coming in this afternoon. Luke Parker, next man to drop in then.
Another guy that, as of last night, didn't quite make it into finals, but Bonifay dropped out. Luke's got a spot. He found out a couple hours earlier than Schönberger. What's he got?
Rode off the side of the track.
On the step down.
Going to be looking for more.
Can't
in this
kick off a run better than a trick like that, can you?
Wow!
Double tail whip.
Oh, he goes down there on the rooftop.
I was about to say, he looked like he had time for 3 tail whips there. Gutted for Luke.
No forgiveness on these ply landings, is there? If you're slightly offline, there's not much grip.
Yeah, once your tyre starts pushing or slipping, you've done.
Yeah, you've had it.
We saw that last year on this flat turn before they added the berm. Some of the riders were actually washing out just going around that L shape, which is gutting when you're putting all these tricks together and wash out on a corner. So it will be interesting to see if Luke now uses this as a little bit of an extra practice session before his 3rd run.
And he will be, I'd imagine, taking that 3rd run. The first 2 haven't gone well for Luke.
He'll be frustrated because a double tail whip for Luke is a pretty easy trick where he could potentially add to it, and it's a trick that took him out on this run. So definitely looking to improve and put it all on the line for the 3rd run.
Here he comes then. Onto the mega ramp down to the biggest jump on the course.
Just cruising now to get to the end. Get his eye in for the last run. Luke's a rider that's flown all the way over from Australia to hit up some of these European competitions. This gold event being one of the highlights, potentially to get the most points. I mean, I think 8th or 9th at a gold event is worth more than a win at a silver event.
Is that right?
So, yeah, it's really important. You don't have to take the win here to absolutely alter and impact your World Tour ranking. And Luke will know that. There's a guy who's keen to break through.
Perfect front flip to start.
This is where it went wrong. So 1, 2, catching the bike so early. Just looked like maybe the foot position was wrong on the pedal, or maybe the wind was blowing a little bit.
Perhaps, yeah. I saw the windsock was up there.
Tail whips are tricks that are hampered by the wind massively.
Are they?
Yeah, that it can really take you.
Stall it out.
Spinning around a bike that's got spinning wheels, it's impossible to predict what the wind's going to do with a trick like that.
Well, no luck so far for Luke Parker then.
What a course.
Look at it, beautiful scenes here. Katowice bringing the goods again in 2023. Kaidan Ingersoll now, 2nd run for this man. 75.25 on run 1.
Here we go.
Man 6.
Triple truck on the first step down, spinning the bars around 3 times.
Oh, he goes massive!
The longest front flip we can expect from a guy that's got massive tricks.
Nearly off
Blew
the
our
side
minds
there.
in run 1. Tuck no hander up. Little bar spin in. This is where Kaidan's going to really rock it, I think.
Oh, is that double bar spin?
Yeah, 360 double bar spin.
Oh!
Huge flip whip.
Oh!
He almost got it. 360 windshield wiper.
Makes it over the last one as well.
That would have been a massive upgrade on run number 1.
And what was he going for then now?
360 windshield wiper. It's a 360 tail whip, and then you boot it back in the other direction with an opposite tail whip. So windshield wiper is spin the bike one way, spin it back the other. You can sort of get the reference, can't you?
Yeah. I think I've seen Emil Johansson, right?
Yeah, but doing it in the 360 is outrageous.
Is that right?
So 360 triple bar spin on the first step down into a front flip. Awesome 2 tricks up there. He went so high. Again, 1, 2, spinning the bars twice on that drop. Signature massive big jump trick with a backflip tail whip. You catch the pedals early like that, you can be really composed. This is where he went for it. 360 topside tail whip, not even catching the bike, just kicking it the other way, booting it in the other direction, just struggling to collect the pedals. Look, you actually just kick it like a football and hope.
Oh!
And although he's on the bike, feet went on the pedals and it all went downhill. Couldn't carry speed, couldn't pump. But he was one jump away from 7 epic tricks, and it would have been a massive score with the 3 windshields.
56 on that second then. Those mistakes costing him. Still a good run from run number 1 there, still seeing him in 6th place.
This will be the first time some of these guys are doing tricks like that in competition. It's one thing doing it at home on your airbag, your mulch jump, your local spot, but flying to another country and finding the jump that it might work on and having to do it in a competition with all that pressure, coming out of a backflip, you know, coming out with a backflip tail whip and then going straight into a 360 windshield wiper. These younger riders are using slopestyle events as practice, as experience, whereas this man, the guy who's been competing at Crankworks for a number of years, he's way more experienced. He doesn't have to think about those things. He's done big jumps before.
Yeah.
Let's see what he puts together. Diego's
Caverzasi,
experience, he's calm.
Finished 7th there in 2021.
Dropping in with a 360 X up on the step down. Backflip bar spins, tail whip on the step up.
Oh, making a little bit of a mess of that turn.
This plywood not offering much grip when the back wheel gets locked up. Backflip on the flat drop. One of the only guys doing that in finals, bizarrely.
Front flip, no hand.
Front flip, no hand. And that's what we talk about when we use the word extension. That was going to be a flip bar spin to cliffhanger potentially.
No
and
way.
A double tail. I can't wait to get a replay of that. He didn't manage to get the extension, but I'm calling either a heel clicker or a cliffhanger.
65.75 for run 1 for Caverzasi. It might be better this time.
Feels like he's kind of putting the pieces of the puzzle together and connecting the dots for the 3rd run, you know? Building, growing his run, adding in some riskier tricks, but he's going to need run number 3, I think, if he's going to have a shot at the podium.
Look at the crowds, they're everywhere. They can see, get a glimpse of the action here this afternoon. Great to be downtown, isn't it?
Funny that berm could potentially be one of the most stressful points of the course, you know? It's not the most dangerous, but it's where you could throw your whole run away, skidding into a berm made of pallets. Look at that view of that. It's a huge jump.
It's massive.
Look, holding your arms off, straight arms for as long as you can, so valuable.
Wow.
So let's see what it was. Backflip bar spin.
Yeah,
I think it was going to be, he wanted a cliffhanger, which would be where the cliffhanger's designed and, you know, years ago in motocross.
Yeah, it's an FMX strip.
Where you hook your ankles.
And then he would extend his body down below the bike, literally hanging from his handlebars by his feet. It's an insane trick.
You hook the handlebars with your feet.
I've never seen anyone do one on a bicycle.
It works much better in a backflip.
Yeah.
You don't have the weight of a motocross bike to pull off of, so you kind of need the inertia of a backflip where the bike's doing something.
I got you to keep it there,
the bike's trying to get away from you so you can pull back on it. It almost like...
It's so insanely complicated,
You bail and catch the bike with your shoelacers.
Yeah.
And then flick it back to your hands, but you're probably not looking.
Sounds easy, yeah.
Well, I've seen Diego do it before. It was a world's first he brought to slopestyle competitions. He wants a big score.
68.5.
So the judges will have noticed what he was going for, but because it wasn't perfectly executed, he didn't get his hands off. They're not going to reward him for it. And brutal judging is good judging, really.
Well, it's got to be like that, right?
Yeah.
Especially perhaps when there's 3 runs. Well,
current
the leader, after that first run, that 89.5, matching the highest score we've had here all weekend.
Now the mindset will change here. He may have been looking at all 3 runs as opportunities to land what he's already completed. So now is he going to go for broke? What's he got planned? Backflip tail whip.
Looks like he's going for broke.
Yeah. This is what we want. 360 double tail whip.
He's definitely going for broke.
Same 2 tricks up top, but probably cleaner. Real nice landing on the step down. He was a bit nosed in the first run.
Will he step it up down here now, Matt? Big 360 off then into this 40-metre gap.
Speed here.
Double flip! Massive!
Oh, that's good again.
Perfect!
Whoa, that's why they call it a boom booter, but it wasn't a trick that's going to add to his score.
Wow. Signing off on those last 2 jumps then, really.
I know, and smiling, because he's like, yeah, I've just done another double flip on a 13-metre jump. And I didn't need to.
That is bonkers.
So, potentially the tactic there is, I'm still in the lead, I don't need to do anything more yet, and he'll be, if no one pips him in these second runs, he'll be the last guy to drop in, really. They're not going to re-rack for the third runs. Right. So I don't know what the strategy was there. Maybe he wanted more in the double flip.
Perhaps, yeah.
Because that was clean. really clean, and this as well.
This is ridiculous.
Spinning over his shoulder.
I mean,
2 tail whips.
There's a lot going on there.
These drone shots don't half make a difference today to a live show. Look
amazing, yeah.
From an FPV drone.
Yeah.
The world's best slopestyle riders. Lovely technique on that 360 drop. Oh my word. Couldn't have landed better on this double flip. I mean, look at that. He hardly even needs to bend his legs when he lands.
And the height on that is insane. He was on the 3rd floor of the Spodek Arena with that one.
That's a photo for the mantelpiece.
What? That's insane.
I wonder
so
if he was
pop.
doing an airtime test. Like, you know, I've got a 3rd run and I want to try an unbelievable trick, but it needs time. Let's just check I can get it. Who knows? I'm excited though.
It's very, very possible. Chance Moore then continues to lead in. No one being able to take down that 1st run score so far. Well, things shaping up if you just joined us. Katowice in Poland. Roof Ride is delivering the world's best slopestyles on their 2nd run of 3 here this afternoon. I'm Rob Warner alongside Matt Jones. Massive crowds here. Conditions looking about perfect. And still a long way to go in this competition. Felix Törnqvist now, the next to drop then. Actually had an 8th in Innsbruck at Crankworks Diamond event last week, so one of the big dogs here.
Yeah, absolutely emerging athlete.
And a rookie.
Newcomer to the top events, but with a 39.25 from his 1st run, the only way is up for his score really, so let's see what he's got.
He's a rookie on the Crankworks World Tour this year, so...
And we're a good way into it. When you're ticking these events off back to back, going weekend to weekend, city to city, riding events, your confidence grows, your ability to link tricks together grows. With 7 trickable jumps, that's what it's all about.
Here we go! Big start!
Does look like there's some wind up there now. 360.
Whoa! You might be right! You might be right!
Looping out. Thankfully, he managed to get on the back brake and not looping out too badly, but 2nd run has gone out the window. He's really got to improve now for the 3rd run at this gold event. Could have been the wind. Like I say, these tail whip tricks, they're ones that get affected most by the wind.
And a few flags blowing around now. Look at the massive double tail whip to start. That lip being added on there, that ramp last time, that was just a flat drop up there in 2021. It's opened up lots of options, right?
Yeah, so much. Way more potential for back flips, front flips.
Oh, he was close.
Oh, he looked like he twisted his knee pretty good. The drone pilot reacted, didn't he? He didn't take his head off.
Always good. So, no luck for Törnqvist on that 2nd run. Won't be improving on that 39.25 1st run. Well,
amazing event for the crowd, this. You know, the jumps are so big that no matter where you're stood, you pretty much get to see every single feature.
Well, that's right. Starts way above you then. So the defending Roof Ride champion from 2021, the last time we were here, Dawid and Godziek. He's going to be looking to improve on that 33.5 in run 1.
He washed out on that twister no hand, but expect massive tricks from Dawid. We're going to get cash rolls, we're going to get twisters, we're going to get variations of those 2 tricks. He is on a stormer this year, knocking at the heels, biting at the heels of Emilia Hansen, who's been winning all the Crankworks events. David's going to be the guy to knock him off the top step if anyone does it. Double tail whip on the step down. This is where we got the cash roll basket, and he's done it again, and it's clean. It's absolutely perfect.
And this is why he is the only rider to push Johansson in competition this year.
Cruising up with a 360 into the landing. Flat drop backflip basket. And the only guy doing that in this show.
No-hander! And he gets
this
it!
time
He lands it this time!
We're on for a winning run here. 360
this is
tail.
huge!
What's he got on the last jump? The cash roll tail!
No, why? He brings it round!
Massive manoeuvre. It's enormous.
Godziek brings Katowice to life here. The crowd loving that. It's an enormous run. You could say that might be a winning run, Matt Jones. That was unbelievable.
That had it all. The twister no hand was perfect, you know. A trick that Dawid claimed as his own signature manoeuvre, doing it all over the world. 2 years ago, he got him the win here. And dropping in there, and he was in last place in 12th. It's got to be first, hasn't it?
It's got to be.
The only thing where some riders are going bigger was on that central moon booter at the bottom. He did a 360 tail whip. He might have wanted a bar spin on the end. But the judges aren't looking for what could have happened. They're watching what did happen, and this is it.
Come on then, Matt. Pull it apart.
Double tail whip on the step down. We've seen that from a few riders.
It was on the bottom jumps. I thought he really got going. Even on that last jump, the smaller the jumps, he had enough speed to do something
completely.
insane.
And it adds to this, a cash roll bar spin miles above the roof there. Cash rolls still an unreal trick.
Super tech.
And he's adding a bar spin. There it is, the back flip, flat drop.
Look at this. Look!
I wanted to see that again. That's incredible.
That's insane!
It's a 1080 no-hander. It's a corked out 1080 no-hander that Nikolai Rogatkin named the Twister.
What is going on there, Matt?
That's a cash roll tail whip. He takes off, looks backwards. You want to leave the lip facing the wrong direction, and then he kicks a tail whip. Look, there's the Twister no-hander.
I cannot get over that.
So it's like a corked out 1080. He does 3 spins, but pretty much upside down.
Oh! Catches the bike.
Maybe one of the bar
spin
there, but look, you rotate backwards.
Look at it. Oh, poetry.
The bottom 3 jumps did go together nicely. Look at it, look at it.
Look at that, he just pulls that round. That was unbelievable. Caroline, he's with you.
David Godziek, the reigning roof ride champion, the relief on your face when you came down. You nailed those iconic twister combinations, the cash roll combinations. How does it feel?
It feels great to be here on the bottom. I'm super stoked to land it, especially after my first crash in the first run. I'm super happy. Thank you.
In a unique 3-run format, is this really helping today, having that extra run?
What's that, sorry? Yeah, it really helped me this time. We usually have 2 runs, but this time 3 runs really helped me. I would be pretty nervous if the run before would be my last one.
Well, Katowice crowd, give it up for your local champion, David Godziek. The scores are now coming through.
And I think he is going to go from blast to fast. 94.25. It's massive then for David Godziek. Oh my goodness me.
Thank you.
Less than 6 points off of maximum. That's a huge score, and rightly so, Matt.
Completely. He had everything in that run, and he landed everything perfectly, you know. A twister no-hander on the longest jump on course is outrageous. You're just carving into oblivion. Trying to spot a landing 3 times as you spin for a full 1080 and taking your hands off.
That was insane. Yeah. Can anyone step up and match David Godziek? Well, Tobey Miley is the next try. A 70.25 on run number 1. A hard act to follow, I would say.
Completely.
He's just heard this arena.
You just said, can anyone step up David Godziek's score? I think David Godziek can step up that score.
You said he might have another bar spin in there or something.
So he has more potential for the 3rd run.
And don't forget his brother. Let's see what Tobey Miley can do, though.
360 tail whip. It is looking like the wind's picking up there. Riders rotating differently now. Backflip Superman seat grab.
Taking his time on the jump box. Here comes the flat drop. 360.
Double bar spin. Coming into the longest jump. Oh, missing the no-hander there on the flip bar tuck. Lofty backflip.
Big straight there.
So having missed his no-hander there, he's just going to take it steady because the judges spot those things. He doesn't want to risk too much. He's got one more run.
Signing off early, Tobey Miley.
Don't forget, we've still got Jake Atkinson to come, who qualified first yesterday afternoon and just repeated pretty much his qualifying run from yesterday, and he's in 3rd place. So that guy's going to be young, hungry, keen to add tricks.
Yeah, and let's see what he's got. Because I guess we don't really know, Matt, quite what Jake Atkinson's got up his sleeve. We know kind of little about him at this level of competition.
He's been smashing the UK comps, though.
Right on.
UK Dirt Series, yeah, he's been right there, regularly on the podium. But these events are so different, you know. Massive jumps. They're all so close together here. This is the difference between this and Crankworks. These are very much back-to-back. They've crammed them in to the space. If you make a mistake, if you go deep or case a jump, it's almost impossible to get your speed back because you're riding on flat ground.
Yeah.
So perfection is key, not only for the riders, but for the judges too. If they make a mistake, they're not going to make it to the end.
No, that's right. You've got to land clean.
There we go.
A 54.75 then for Miley.
He aborted towards the end. Doesn't need to worry about that run with a 54, but still with a solid score. Massive points up for grabs here.
4 riders to go.
It's hard to call these runs this year. That's what I've noticed between 2 years ago. There's so much to fit in, to say. So many bar spins, so many tail whips.
Yeah, because it's moved on so much. And now it's Szymon Godziek.
Right, watch this. This guy is pure extension, pure FMX. He says this winter he wants to go to Spain and just ride FMX, you know. The guy loves going big. He loves massive jumps. This is going to be a different sort of run with a front flip on the step down. I can't wait for this one. Backflip Superman seat grab, which I was expecting on this next big jump. So what's he going to do? Oh, it's the first time to jump that. That's going to get massive points with the tail whip. Double truck driver down. What's he going to do on this now this year?
Double grab with perfect
cross maneuver.
Perfect extent. Oh my God, that was insane.
He does it. 360 tail whip. Stomp run. What's his brother saying?
Oh my
What do you
goodness.
say when your brother doesn't run like that?
That was incredible. That was absolutely incredible for Szymon Godziek.
Oh, it was insane. Listen to the crowd. Yesterday he did a double backflip no-hander in qualifying on that middle jump. This time altering it with a double backflip can to show that he's got so many double flip variations.
As the older brother here put the younger brother back in his box, I wonder, with that run.
This was the most unique run we've had in the entire competition of the entire week. Backflip Superman seat grab up top after a front flip on the step down. Now watch this. Going fast enough to jump that feature where most riders are kind of chilling out on top with a tail whip. 360 double bar spin. This for me was the best bit ever. Look at that double grab.
Look at the extension.
It's a ghosty. You ghosty the bike and catch the saddle. If you miss that, you're toast. Then a double backflip can and a 360 tail whip. Szymon's been struggling with his shoulder after a crash in Innsbruck last week. But you wouldn't expect to say that when you're seeing double grabs like that. Such a freestyle motocross style, just focusing on extension.
Look at this.
And amplitude. And pleasing the crowd. That was the most crowd-pleasing run by far, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, because it was just big and almost anyone could appreciate what he was doing. It was insane. Yeah, great run then.
What's that going to happen? What's going to happen now?
I don't know. He needs a 94.25 to take down his brother.
He has such a different style to his brother, you know. The similarity between them ends at brotherhood because their riding is so different. It's like they've never ridden together. They've both gone off on different tangents.
Yeah, but then they've met back here after like 2 different careers. It's insane.
David doing twisters and technical moves and tail whips in both directions and things like that. Szymon saying, you know what, I just like going big.
And big, he went on that run. Insane to see. Waiting now, nervously. They're giving the judges a headache here. 88.56 then for run number 2. Wow, I'm surprised a little bit, Matt.
Me as well.
Actually,
we're not judging the event, but I was expecting second place, to be honest.
Yeah, were you?
Well, at least in the 90s.
I kind of would have said a 90 for that. I didn't see him do a lot wrong.
Especially with like jumping that whole tabletop with the tail whip things. I just thought it was different, but maybe different isn't perfection, you know?
So Godziek slipping into 3rd place there with that 88.56. David, his brother, still leading. It's going to be exciting to see.
I guess a double grab is epic to watch, isn't it? It's what we want to see, like those kind of big extension tricks. But when you contrast it against a twister no-hander, a 1080 no-hander, you can see why the twister no-hander gets so many more points. It's way more difficult.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
It's way more difficult, especially on a massive jump like that.
That's what the judges are looking for then. So it'll be interesting to see what they fight back with in the 3rd run here this afternoon, that's for sure.
Of course, the riders look at what the judges are doing. They look at different runs and how they're scored, and you play that into your own hands by selecting tricks that you think are going to work in front of this panel of judges.
Skiöld on track now then.
Backflip inward table to bar spin there. Chilling into this tabletop, so he's not going to jump the whole thing. Switch bar up, foot jam in. 360 double bar spin. Quite a common trick on that flat drop this year. Backflip bar spin to tail whip. He's carrying good speed into this. What's he going to do with it? Backflip, tail whip to bar spin. Linking everything in different orders.
It was a busy run for Skiöld.
Look how stoked he is.
Yes, you pulled it, Lucas.
That last jump was wild. He was hanging out miles away from the bike until the last second. Big jeopardy, big combinations. And when you serve it up like that, you know, when you're doing backflip, bar spins to tail whips and then doing it in other orders and things, it just shows that you've got everything.
Yeah. That was unreal.
Keen for a replay on this. It's a 360 double bar spin on the step down, and you did the same trick on the flat drop.
Wow. Roof ride is going off here in Katowice, Poland this afternoon. Well into the second runs now. Look at that. Oh! You get a bit of a speed wobble if you even slightly offline when you come in. And keeping the intensity of that run until the very last couple of jumps, right? Which you've got to. Look at this.
Unbelievable. I think he did 9 bar spins in his run. Yeah, it was 9, wasn't it? So those two tricks fit together really well. Backflip, bar spin to tail whip, and then a backflip, tail whip to bar spin. Although they look similar to the untrained eye, they're very different tricks to kick the bike away at takeoff and then kick it away when you're coming into land. And that last truck down here was epic.
What Skiöld got then on that second run. His first run was good. It was an 86.25. Also a very, very technical run.
Yeah, this will be a big score.
Let's see. Still waiting. The judges still deliberating. Puzzling over the replays.
I mean, right now, the top 3 has David in first.
Oh, 88.41!
Knocking Jake Atkinson, the first place qualifier, down to 5th. He's going to have to work hard. Interesting that 2 years on, right now the standings are David Godziek first and Szymon Godziek third, exactly the same as 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's
They're the same 2 spots they stood on, aren't they?
Still another run to turn things up, but it's got to be said that David Godziek's run is going to be hard to topple, as is that score of a 94.25.
Good as possible.
Alex Alanko next from Sweden. A man who's been on Crankworks, Diamond FMB Tour podiums, the 3rd in Rotorua back in 2019. 8th here, back in 2021 with that 85 scored. Scored an 85.12 on his first run. Let's see if he can improve. Still pretty calm up there, the wind looking, Matt. Looking at that.
That's what they're looking at, though. Yeah. They're looking at the wind socks.
Looking pretty
good.
The
first run we saw him land everything super clean, spinning in both directions. Cork 720s, opposite and regular. I don't know what he's going to add, but it's going to be something because he's going to take this second run. 360 tail whip.
Wow!
Both feet off.
Okay.
Pull the plug there. Abort.
Abort.
That's a good shot to show how big that step up is, you know.
It's massive, isn't it?
Enormous. And you're up on a roof.
Hey, up.
Be a free ride. What's he got on the grass?
Proper mountain biker. Well, I can't blame him. I think he'll probably just sit up there till his next run. He doesn't want to walk 26 metres back up to the top.
No, we don't have uplifts here. No chair lifts here, Rob.
No lifts in the building. Well, Alex Alanko didn't last long on his second run.
So just blowing both feet off the pedals. It looks like some of the riders, especially the ones doing 360 variations here, are getting stood up at the end of their 360. So they're coming around nose high. That can be the wind.
Yeah.
Or potentially battling a wind that's not there. That's the other thing that happens.
Yeah.
You think there's wind, you ride and adjust accordingly. And if it doesn't blow, then you have made the area yourself. It's such a mental game, this. Wind does plague this sport. And although it's not blowing off the hook, it definitely has an impact. This man, to be honest, won't know that. He's so new to slopestyle. Maybe ignorance is bliss here.
Yeah,
He's not even worried about the wind.
An 85 on run 1, the best qualifier yesterday with that 89.5. Can Jake Atkinson step it up and score higher in this run? Yeah.
We heard him interviewing saying that he's never ridden a jump as big as that 13-14 metre mega ramp. And his first trick on it yesterday was a double tail whip, which is an unbelievable feat, just to kind of train on a jump that big for the first time and then kick your bike away from yourself. Must feel unbelievable for your first gold event. But let's see what he's got. He's keen to step up. The hunger from last night, qualifying first, will only be fuel. It'll be race fuel here as he drops in.
One run under his belt then. The nerves might be gone now to stop. What was that?
Full truck driver.
Are you joking?
Into a huge casserole.
No.
We've not had any quad variations at all this weekend.
Why?
And he's bringing it out, proving why he got top spot yesterday. Bunny hop tail whip in is going to add points for sure.
Oh!
360 double bar spin, slightly under-rotated.
Yeah, but enough pace.
Yeah, for the double whip on that massive jump. The judges loved that yesterday. Backflip bar spin to tail whip, landing good again. He's so consistent.
It's clean again.
And a 3-whip bar.
Atkinson lands another one here.
Every single time this guy drops in, he gets a perfect run. If he thinks of a trick, he lands it, and he's shocked himself more than anyone. I don't think anyone's done a 360 quadruple bar spin on a step down that big.
What was that?
The guy's a lunatic.
88.
He rides so much skate park with the ability just to keep slinging those bars like it's nothing.
20 years old. He ain't scared. I mean, do you think that's going to improve over the 88 over his first run, Matt?
Top to bottom was very similar, but look, he added, let's just count, look, 1, 2, 3, 4. What's he playing at? That's unbelievable. And look how far down the landing he goes. So he's using the step down, making it bigger for himself to give himself more airtime. It's genius. It's genius. This is just the start for Jake Atkinson, I'm sure, because he's consistent. I don't know if it's just the plywood. The guy rides a lot of skate park. Maybe he's just absolutely the plywood boss.
It's not just that. There's a lot going on here. He's got the skills. He looks like he's got the head for it as well. Delivering 2 back-to-back runs of almost perfection here, Matt.
And adding to them. So
and under so much pressure as the number one qualifier. All eyes on him today.
Yeah, but he's just carrying it forwards. It's pure momentum. That double tail whip on the long jump, I'm curious to see whether he'll risk a triple whip on that, because that would do a massive, massive impact to his score. The benefit would be huge.
Look at this.
He catches his bars so early, his tail whip so early. Makes us at home and kind of think.
88, what's it going to be? 89.18, only going up a little bit then, Matt.
But the difference to his place is massive. He's gone into 3rd spot, knocking Szymon Godziek out of the podium and into 4th position.
Wow.
So that small incremental points gain at the top here makes a huge difference. Look, we've got 5th, 4th, 3rd and 2nd riders all within pretty much 1 point of each other. It's getting, it's splitting hairs now with these tricks.
Super tight, yeah.
Adding that 1 bar spin has made all the difference for Jake and put him on the podium at a gold event.
Yeah, that's insane. He would go home happy enough with a 3rd place.
Of course, next time we see Jake Atkinson drop in, it's going to be the last rider of the entire contest. So he now gets to watch everyone, watch the scores, watch the tricks, and decipher whether it's worth absolutely risking it all.
And there's the standings after that 2nd run. 1 more to go here if you're a fan of slopestyle. The 3rd run will be novel. But a lot of riders are going to really want this 3rd run. A lot of riders who maybe not want it are just going to go massive in it. They've got nothing to lose.
It's true. It's been an amazing show so far.
It really has, yeah. The crowd's loving it down here.
We have Chance Moore there. Still up there with 2nd place. So that run we saw on the first runs that shocked us all is still good enough for 2nd.
So some highlights from the 2nd run here to enjoy.
Look at that. That was that 360 windshield wiper, which looked like it might have happened, and I think may even happen on the 3rd and final run. We're seeing tricks here in slopestyle competitions that used to be only in best trick competitions and in video parts where you get loads of attempts. Now they're part of 7-run competitions, all slotted together. These drone views are amazing. Look at that 360 double tail whip.
Gone with the win. Gone with it. I feel like a champion.
Of course, starting up on top of that roof, you drop in, get massive speed for big jumps, and then you get that break on the jump box before you drop into these final features.
Put it all on the line, definition of divine. I feel like a champion.
Oh, I'm glad we got a shot of the twist and no-hander there.
A champion. Ain't nothing that can't be done. Oh yeah. I put it all on the line, definition of divine.
Like a champ, MVP status. Yeah, the win been guaranteed. So let's see about it. If you gon' speak about it, then be about it. If you don't bring that energy, no, I can't be around it.
The only guy jumping the tabletop was Szymon, but it wasn't enough for the top spot. Although up here when we were watching that run, it was completely show-stopping. The judges are looking for stuff like that. Really technical tricks, multiple bar spins, tricks in both directions.
Oh!
champion. Ain't nothing that can't be done. Oh,
This is what I was talking about. Watch where he catches these pedals. 1, 2. Still a lot of air time left.
Oh, man.
Arguably, there's space for 3 tail whips there, but triple tail whip on a jump that big would be so unique, so difficult.
So risky.
Yeah. Riders like Nikolai Rogatkin have taken years to bring a trick like that to big, long jumps.
Have they really?
Yeah. It changes everything when you're riding in that fast through the air.
Okay, so a rejigged start list then for this last run. Törnqvist going to be the first to drop in. Luke Parker, Schönberger, and then the leader.
So they are re-racking.
They are re-racking. The highest scoring man, Dawid Godziek, the defending champion with that 94.25, will be the last to drop. And by the time we get to him in this third run, we're going to know, he's going to know whether he needs to go bigger. Can anyone take it to Dawid Godziek then in this third and final run? He's got nearly a 5-point advantage. What do you think, Matt? It's going to take something really special, right?
Absolutely. It's going to require every single detail and a massive kind of beneficial trick on every feature. And what I mean by that is a trick that adds to the last and complements what you've done throughout the entire course. Serving up a run that's easy to watch, easy on the eye, but mind-blowing all round. That's what Dawid Godziek did, but there's more space, you know?
A little bit.
He may have to drop in again. He may have to up his game. I hope he does.
So Felix Törnqvist from Sweden, the first to drop in on this third run, crashed out actually of both his first 2 runs, so he needs this one. I don't know what he's going to go for here, but he definitely hasn't got a lot to lose now.
Yeah, he can't go down lower than 12th place, so just getting a solid run together would be enough to boost his score and boost his points. Remember, this is part of a World Series where all your points count. Your best 3 results get added together, and that determines your world ranking, and that's important. That's what events like Crankworks select riders from.
Yeah, that's right.
And a gold event has a lot of points up for grabs. So
waiting for the win sick.
He's going to want better than 12.
To be favourable, yeah.
There's the double tail whip.
He stopped that, actually. A good start this time then.
360 tail up to bar spin. These are clean landings.
Yes.
Really clean landings. He's got his speed sussed.
Oh, keeps
That's
the manual up.
Business. Keeps the front end up there. Tail whip on the big drop. What's he going to do with all that speed?
Oh!
Backflip.
Oh, loses it.
Again. It's a big crash.
Yeah. I must say, get well soon. And Mike Ross actually went down hard yesterday here in qualifying. Recover well, Mike. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, he's damaged his hip, hasn't he, with a huge going long on that double backflip yesterday in qualifying. But he was a rider I was so keen to watch in finals. Very different style, balls to the wall style, you know, just goes for it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
So these third and final runs are so important now. It's an opportunity you wouldn't usually get at a slopestyle competition. But Felix not managing to pull a full solid run here in Katowice.
Whoa.
Cool, isn't it? Just hopping off the edge of that.
So clean. Not so clean on the big 14-metre booter, though.
Yeah, over-rotating, and he knew it. He got off the bike early. Save kind of locking up the back wheel and getting bucked. Whoa, his hand was way off there.
Yeah. Whoa.
Big crash.
No soft way down there, no. Like a MotoGP crash sliding off there.
You've seen riders burning through their clothes down to the skin, you know?
Yeah.
You slide down that landing, you're only on it for a couple of seconds, but it's red hot.
Okay.
Luke Parker from Australia.
Looking for a bit more than those 2 scores there. Luke Parker on this third run then.
Messed up on the double tail whip on the last run on the step up, the second feature. A trick that he's comfortable with. That'll be playing in his head, but if he gets past that, I know he's going to drop some hammers lower down. This guy's dialed with double flips. The trick we saw a lot in qualifying yesterday was a double backflip, but actually less so in finals today. It's almost like the guys that were doing it didn't manage to bring the whole rest of their run to life.
And the wind is up a little bit now, Matt. We can definitely see these riders really looking at the windsock, trying to gauge just what the wind's doing.
Like you haven't got enough to think about, you know.
Yeah,
7 tricks that are all massive. They've all taken you years to learn. You need to do them in order. Then you have to think, what does a headwind do to that trick? What does a crosswind do to that trick?
And on these bigger jumps, I'm guessing it does more, right?
So much more.
Yeah.
The longer you're in the air for,
the more you're at the
impact
mercy
there is.
of it. Yeah. So Luke going to take his time here. He'll drop in when he is good and ready. No pressure on these riders whatsoever.
When your bike's not moving, the wind can pass through the wheels really easily, you know? It just
Yeah,
cuts
that's
through
right.
the spokes. But when your wheels spin fast, it doesn't work like that. They act as sails, they act as solid objects. So the faster you're going and the faster your wheels are spinning, the more the wind has an impact.
Here we go then. Luke Parker, the man with the double backflip. Front flip to start.
Keep going, Rob.
Double tail
tail,
whip.
he lands it nicely this time.
Onto the jump box now. Bar spin on.
Oh, I love that.
Foot jam
360
off.
foot jam me, which is so high risk on such a tiny feature. You could throw
Tail
your
whip.
entire run away. Now this is where Luke excels.
Oh!
Backflip bar spin. It's going to be a double backflip, surely. 1, 2.
Yeah, he gets
oh,
it.
He's deep, but he's going to carry on.
And he
360
lands
tail
it.
whip, somehow finding enough speed to clear that last jump and stomping a run. Finally, using the third run, it's going to benefit his score. He's going to get valuable points here.
Yeah, Luke Parker then conquering Red Bull Roof Rider, his third attempt today.
I don't know how he carried speed for that last jump. He landed so deep on the double flip.
He was almost off the side again, pulled it back.
Having to straighten up to find a takeoff and then finish him with a 3-whip.
And he got it over the line. Look at this, Matt.
I know. I love this. I love it when they start with a front flip, you know? You're on top of the roof and then they've built an entire tower above that and you fronty off of it.
Beautiful images, look.
Let's see if they show us this 360 foot jam. Watch this. Jamming the foot in the front tyre against the forks to stop it.
That's so
dead.
difficult,
Yeah,
right?
and you could ruin your run like that.
Yeah, of course you can. It is. It carries massive risk.
Yeah. What a drone shot this is. Now watch how deep he lands here. It's a 4-metre takeoff. It's asking for a double flip.
1,
but he
2.
lands lower than where he took off.
Oh, just
getting in. How do you manage to squeeze a 3-whip into that when you hardly made it up the takeoff? Spotting the landing in between those rotations.
That is such a gnarly trick.
Oh, getting a head slap too. No wonder he was offline.
But still pulling it back on the last one. Look at that.
And clearing the jump.
Amazing for Luke Parker then. He's going to improve surely on that 42.75.
It's going to need to be a big 20-point jump though to make a difference to his score.
Yeah.
With Friedger Schönberger with a 62. He's a little way off the points, but landing a run like that with double flips, surely it's going to be around
72.75.
Yeah, now we're talking.
Sees him up to 8th place.
And that will make a massive difference to his overall World Tour ranking.
Yeah.
An 8th place at a gold.
Wow.
Presumably, as they're re-racked, he's going to remain 8th too. No one could bump him out, could they?
Yes, that's right, yeah. Schönberger next, then a 62.75 on that second run.
This guy could.
Yeah, I did think
corrected,
that.
Yeah.
But he's looking solid for a top 10 finish, that's for sure. So, Schönberger might as well throw everything at this final run.
Backflip bar spin on the step down, going deep, going big air time. Oh, amazing! Backflip Superman seat grab, stretching his body out, straight arms, straight legs.
Beautiful extension.
Opposite bar spin up, popping in.
To the flat drop he comes.
Riding off the roof with a tail whip. Coming into the mega ramp. Backflip double bar spin, landing buttery smooth there.
Oh!
Backflip tuck no-hander to bar spin. He's landing so well. The cleanliness of this run is incredible. And I think that was a triple truck at the end, a 360 triple bar spin.
Right, a great run then for Schönberger to finish on here. "24-year-old, good ride down." Riding in his first FMB Gold event.
Is it?
Yeah.
And I remember that feeling. I remember going to a Gold and thinking, I want to get to finals, because if I can get a top 10, I'll have enough points to get invited to all the Golds.
Yeah.
So some of these riders, they're not actually aiming for the win, and don't be fooled. That doesn't ruin the show, because that means they're going to do unbelievable tricks just to get into the top 10, you know. It's hard to have 7 slopestyle tricks. It's difficult to have 7 tricks for 7 jumps.
Yeah, that's right. When you look at how much time, I mean, it's a bit of a daft question, but what sort of time to get? It is a ridiculous question, but it's open-ended. But like, you know, a big trick that we're seeing here, like, how long does it take? It takes years to build and then expand on those tricks, right? And add more and more in.
So he did a 360 bar spin to bar spin back on the last jump. But yeah, and you know, learning a bar spin or a tail whip or a no-hander or a Superman is going to take you many weeks or months. But to add them together in a backflip takes more weeks or months.
That's right.
And then to do it in a competition that you've had the chance to go to takes more weeks or months. And he gets a 67.12.
Good on his last run then, improving. Well done to Friedger Schönberger.
It's like a compound effect, isn't it? The more tricks you want to add to a jump,
so Caverzasi,
years and years it takes.
Caverzasi not taking his final run. We go now to Tobey Miley from Germany. 70.25 his best run so far. Still waiting for that windsock to drop. Conditions perhaps not quite as favourable as earlier in the day, but riders still
better than yesterday, I think. I mean, that windsock's not full, is it?
No, I agree with you.
Not full mast.
So 20 years old, this man. Last run at Red Bull Roof Ride.
Dip, 360 tail whip on the step down. Into another, again, we're seeing that trick so much now. Backflip Superman C grab on the step up. Oppo bar up, dropping in into the gnarliest feature on course. It's
whoa!
Huge drop. The 360 double bar spin. Backflip bar spin to tuck, no hander.
Getting the combo in.
Oh, that triple bar spin.
It was.
And a 360 double tail. He's going to be so pumped. Look at that reaction.
Yes.
Height.
A great run then for Tobey Miley. Finishing off with a great run here at Roof Ride in Katowice. The crowd love that one. Great to see so many people here enjoying this urban slopestyle event as well.
Look at that. Oh, he's kind of like off to one side in Indian air. It's hard to get it from this camera angle, but he's twisting his hips. So a little bit of a different style and approach to the backflip super seat, which we're seeing a lot of. Look how exposed that is. It's so far down to the pavement. And if you blew a hand off on that tabletop or something, you could land down in that car park.
You could?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not safe. It's not high risk.
Definitely it is. I think it all is, really. Every single thing they do on the way down. Look at that shot.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Same with that giant airbag on the back of that landing. I mean, if you hit it, it's just going to bounce you back. Guess what? To concrete.
Boing. Oh.
Epic last trick. 360 double tail whip.
I am digging the overhead shot. Look. So much going on there. Those bars, they look like they're just spinning them randomly. Of course, they're not, right?
Yeah, and you catch it between every single one. It's
no
not just like
way.
you sling it, yeah.
Okay, let's go down to Caroline.
Tobey Miley, you just said you're grateful to be alive. With a course that has huge risk, there is huge reward. You are climbing the FMB ranks. How does this feel?
It feels unreal. This was always my dream to like compete in this event. Now I'm here doing my thing and have fun.
Amazing. Crowd, give it up for Tobey Miley with an incredible run.
Thank you.
Well done, Tobey. And he's a 74.25, something really doing much better on that third run, improving his best run of the day coming in now. He'll be happy enough with that.
Oh, yeah, an 8th place here is amazing.
Yeah.
Completely game-changing. It will alter his entire year, you know. He may now go to competitions that he previously wasn't invited to. Yeah, incredible change. That's what these gold events are all about. With the qualification, gives 30 riders here. It was 28 riders, wasn't it? An opportunity to fight to get into finals. Whereas the top diamond events, they just invite 14 riders with no qualification. Everyone drops in. So it's kind of a club. And here we go.
Yeah.
Look, another guy trying to get into that club.
Kaidan
360
Ingersoll.
triple bar spin. So a massive front flip. We saw the 360 windshield wiper attempt in the last run from this guy. Let's see if he can stomp it further down the course. Tuck the hander up, bar spin in using both the on and off of that
Whoa!
tabletop.
Oh! Slips out on the mega ramp running. Wow.
First guy we've seen crash on that drop.
Yeah, you're right.
Somehow walking away unscathed. I saw him checking his hands there and his gloves, potentially burning all the way through them.
Yeah, that's right.
Plywood. Yeah.
Things will get hot fast when you start sliding.
But right now in 7th place, that's his 3rd and final run over. So
Yeah.
not managing to improve, but we know that guy. Here he is. This guy's got so much potential as a slopestyle rider with the tricks that he's tried to display today. Huge front flip there on that step up. And in a moment we'll see where it all went wrong and potentially how gnarly that crash could have been. 361, 2 bar spins and just a little bit off balance. One leg bends more than the other, his weight gets thrown. Oh, and his hand was hardly on. He pretty much landed one-handed. Watch his right hand.
That's not going to be a good feeling, is it, that? You're
when
right.
his back wheel touched down, he was one-handed.
Not a good feeling. Not a good feeling at all.
They're doing really well to walk away from that unscathed because the one-handed landing could have been absolutely catastrophic there if he veered off course.
Bit of a crosswind on those top jumpers before they turn right into that last line where, judging by that windsock there, it'll be a bit of a headwind now along those last big jumps down to the finish. There's the standard. Ingersoll going into 7th place. Blustery wind, almost more difficult to deal with for these riders than a solid wind, right?
Yeah, if you don't know what direction it's going,
yeah, you're in real trouble.
Because it's not that it doesn't matter, it absolutely counts. And you kind of find yourself staring at windsocks between features. And you don't want to be doing that, do you?
Can he improve on a 6th place finish then? Alex Alanko crashed on run 2 up here. Here we go.
Amazing. 360 tail whip. He slipped pedals on that previously.
That's right.
There's
Look.
the opposite cork 720 landing way cleaner by going bigger.
That is
he didn't have to yank on the bars so much because the air time was massive.
It's so committed. It's
Bump
insane.
up manual there on the tabletop. 360 bar spin in. This guy's familiar with big jumps, and what's he got? A front flip that's huge!
Lands it clean!
Backflip double bar spin. It all comes down to this final jump with a 360 tail whip.
Well, I wonder if that'll improve on the 85. It was another good run for Alanko. Massive move over the 14-metre.
Yeah, huge front flip, tuck no-hander. Alanko looks pretty chill, though. I don't think he's hyped as he knows he could have been if he stepped everything up. But this is a regular slopestyle rider, a regular Crankworks contender, and the year is more about less about high risk at one event and more about attending all the events, isn't it?
How's that not high risk?
Okay, do you know what I mean, though?
No, I do.
Sorry, maybe I'm desensitised sometimes because of that opposite cork.
Yeah, to normal human beings, this is sort of risky, I would say, Matt. You know what I mean? just saying. Yeah, it's bonkers.
When you follow these guys so closely and you know potentially what they've been working on and whether or not it's going to come out, sometimes you get a glimpse of the big picture, of the fact that they're looking to ride for the entire year to kind of build their points over multiple events. And yeah, this was an absolute show-stopping run, and right now he's got a huge score.
Look.
But yeah, Alanko's a guy that fights for Crankworks podiums.
Yeah, that's right, and that's why. Catches that bike so perfectly.
You can really see the more experienced riders how rehearsed their riding style is.
So not much in his first run, 71.25. But a great afternoon's work then for the Swede. And 5 riders left at the top if they all drop in. The top 5 point scorers so far, so really on paper the best of this event might be about to happen here as they now push in this 3rd and final run. This is their last chance to walk away here with a gold medal tonight to take the win at Red Bull Roof Ride. And it's Skiöld, the next man, who will drop in an 88.41, his best score so far.
5 remain, and they've proved that they are the best 5 through qualifying and now through 2 runs of finals.
Yeah, it's unarguable.
This is going to be the highlight of the entire show. I don't think anyone's going to take it steady. Unless Dawid Godziek's left in first position at the end, we're going to see all 5 of these riders pushing it to the absolute limit on these jumps.
So this man having a transcending year on the Crankworks World Tour. An 8th at New Zealand at round 1. Big score here, Matt. He'd love to go over the 90 mark on this third and final run. He's looking like he is all about it, getting himself in the zone here. He's going to push hard on this third run.
Absolutely. It's only 0.1 point really away from fourth place and less than a point away from third. It's only going to take tiny incremental enhancements here to get him on the podium. But it's not about that. You have to put the entire rest of your run together. He needs to drop in again, start from scratch, and do an even better run if he wants to get on the podium.
Well, he's been thinking about it. He's ready.
Final check of the
and
windsock.
This is going to be all out, no doubt, from Lukas Skiöld.
360 double bar spin.
Wow.
Backflip, inward table, not locking it in too tightly, but adding a bar spin on the end there. Cruising up, let's see what the Swedes skate park style offers here. Yeah, foot jam into that landing.
360.
Double bar spin down there.
Wow.
Landing very perfect compared to some of the riders. Backflip bar spin to tail whip. This is clean. This is what we want to see.
Look at that!
A backflip double tail whip. Slipping a foot but getting it back on. Oh no!
Ah, so close. Straight air on the last one after slipping that pedal.
The flip double whip on that moon booter was massive. But it all unwound and unravelled there as he slipped a pedal.
So Alanko will leave here with the best score of that 88.41.
An awesome score for Skiöld there. He's in fifth place. He'll remain in fifth place too. But he was going for it. Amazing to see riders opt to take the third run and use the opportunity because it's there to be taken and grasped with both hands, isn't it?
Yeah.
That flip double whip was mega. Look how hard they're pumping now for this step up. I feel like riders are going higher in these third runs than any of the other runs.
Look at that. Oh, there's a lot going on there.
So clean. I think that's the nicest anyone's landed that drop all day. Catch your pedals really early. This was solid, you know.
Look at that.
Those two jumps were amazing, but it was here when he's on his second tail whip, catching it so high up, the back foot just slipped off and kicked the ground. Such a shame because he was one jump away from probably boosting his score to a podium. Only 1 point was needed.
The margins, you know, the room for error is so tiny. To slip a pedal, you're not on a podium. It's like that, you know what I mean? At the high level here. 4 riders left at the top, 68 for that last one then.
There'll be a bit of frustration when a podium was within sight, but a fifth place for Lukas is solid, it's massive.
Well, it is indeed. Okay then. Back to the top for one of the big Polish hopes here. Szymon Godziek.
He looks pumped. His score in the last run surprised us actually with massive FMX tricks and things.
Second place at last year's Red Bull Rampage. People's Choice Award in the past as well. What can he do now then? Big start.
Backflip tail whip. Really pumping. He's going to go big here. Cork 720.
He comes up short.
Double wheel case.
It's over. It's over for Szymon Godziek at the
so
top.
Much speed too.
Well, it's looking better and better for Dawid Godziek. His brother leading here at the moment, the defending champion, looking better and better for that second win. And don't forget that Szymon, you know, riding with a shoulder injury, his practice has been quite a bit different this week. He's trying to protect it to make sure he was good for these finals after that crash at Crankwork Innsbruck last week when he didn't actually start.
Yeah, you can't ride to your full ability when you're nursing an injury, can you? Look, came up really short.
He did, yeah.
Side of the front wheel.
Yeah.
Hitting the top of the landing. Szymon's technique for Cork 7s really pulls back on the bars out the lip. He couldn't pull back any harder, which creates height but reduces distance. So potentially not working too well with the wind if it's changing up there.
I mean, again, it's only an inch or two.
Yeah,
would have been round, but that's right.
That cost him the entire run.
Yeah, it did.
Hopefully, shoulders feeling all right. He can go on. Got a solid rest of the year.
I think the back wheel's pretty bent. Doesn't look like it's going around. No options for him to ride down now. Well. Last few then. Last 3 riders about to drop here at Red Bull Roof Ride in Katowice, Poland. It's been an incredible afternoon. Jake Atkinson, Chance Moore, Dawid Godziek still at the top. Can anyone get near that 94.25 of Dawid Godziek? Well, this man might then. From the UK, just 20 years old, from the Lake District, First appearance at Red Bull Roof Ride. First appearance really at an event of this magnitude. The best qualifier in third place after 2 runs with that 89.18.
Here we go. The guy's on the crest of a wave, dropping into his third and final run.
Massive start
from
him.
Again, a 360 quadruple bar spin.
It's ridiculous.
Creating airtime by going massive again with a cash roll.
Cash roll was perfect.
It's amazing how consistent this guy has proved. Flip flop up and a hot tail whip in. He's adding tricks.
He's going for it.
Triple truck driver on a flat drop. 1, 2, double tail whip. He's added in 2 places.
I'm holding
What's he got now? Backflip bar spin.
He holds it. He holds it. Last jump, he gets it. Jake Atkinson.
What's that going to do?
It's a scorcher for his third run. Yes, Jake Atkinson.
He lands every run, and if he picks a trick that he wants to add, it just works for him.
That was
unbelievable. He did a 360 triple bar spin on a flat drop off of a roof.
He definitely stepped it up there, Matt. The last couple of jumps, perhaps not as perfect as they might have been, but he tried. He went for it, didn't he? Let's see what the score's going to be.
Count this. Look, 1, 2, 3, and then almost a little break for the 4th.
That's insane, right?
I love how he's made that step down bigger than it is by just going deep. You know, he's like, I need more airtime. I'll just go quicker.
And then this cash roll is massive and perfect.
Absolutely. A little bit sloppy towards the end with some of those landings, which may suggest he wanted more. He added there with a bar back. Just want to check.
Look at this.
He did. He's an absolute lunatic. He's learning these tricks in comps.
No way.
There's no way he's done a 360 triple bar spin on a drop that big.
No way.
No, of course he hasn't. We haven't got that in the UK. No one does. He's from the Lake District. Everything's rock.
Yeah,
you know, what's he doing onto a pile of boulders?
Oh my goodness.
Or into a lake, maybe.
To step it up during a competition run, and throws tricks you've never had before is insane. An unbelievable run then from Jake Atkinson.
He hardly needs much of a boost to get into second spot.
We're going to see a lot more of this man.
It's got to be second place. He improved in two places.
Okay, he's with Caroline. Here he is.
Jake Atkinson, this is your best result, a top 3 in an FMB gold that you've ever had. The world knows your name now. Can you explain the technicality top to bottom of that run?
My thoughts in the start gate were if the quad works at the start, we go. They did. I did the cash roll again, and then bar rewind onto the box. It was a little bit better than before. The whip it again, and then triple truck on the flat drop. I only learned truck on the flat drop this morning, so I was pretty stoked to do that. And then the double whip again, which is just terrifying. Flip bar whip and the free whip bar, bar spins.
The technicality is unreal. Katowice, give it up for Jake Atkinson. The judges' scores are coming through now.
Oh, yeah. 91.87!
Yeah, well deserved too!
No way on run 3. Goes into second place then. Unbelievable for Jake Atkinson. And you were right. Learning the tricks as he goes in these runs.
Yeah.
That's absolutely blown my mind, that has. And saying, you know,
he learned
saying how scary it is.
I don't think he even knows how complex it is. He didn't really explain, did he, how gnarly that is, because he's figuring out tricks in real time.
Wow. Well, this man now, Chance Moore, is going to need to find around 2.5 points to take back second place. Chatting at the top with Dawid Godziek.
We're definitely discussing bike setup. Does that look like a brand new tyre to you? Oh, he's flat.
Oh, he's flat at the top.
What'd you do?
Ah, Chance.
No, this is so unfair.
He's got no chance with that. What a shame. What a shame for Chance Moore then. It doesn't look...
These riders, you know, Rob, you do the World Cup circuit with downhill. There's no mechanics here. There's no race support.
No, it's a bit different.
But you don't anticipate that to happen when you're up on the start.
No, I don't even know how that's happened on the way up. He would have definitely had air in it at the bottom of the staircase. Just one of those. Well, it looks like Chance Moore's day is over, and it is going to be one lap of honour here for the defending champion of Red Bull Roof Ride. He's done it again in 2023. That 94.25 from run 2 just could not be toppled. An incredible score for an incredible rider. Godziek at the moment, right up there, one of the very, very best slopestyle riders on the planet. Him and Emil Johansson.
Moving from podium to podium at Crankworks, but now in front of a home crowd, this win's going to feel double special, isn't it?
Is he going to go
with a
for
100% success rate, winning this local event, Red Bull Roof Ride.
Is he going to go for it?
Yeah, I think he's going to drop a twister.
It looks like it. It
Crash the
looks
first
like
one.
it.
He's going to want to just concrete the fact that he can land these tricks. Here we go. Nice corked out backflip. I wanted to do a twister.
I think he's taking it easy, Matt.
So he should, with Red Bull Joyride on the horizon, the biggest slopestyle event of the entire year.
About 3 weeks, 4 weeks time now till that.
No!
Oh!
No way! He's had a cash roll! I told you! I told you! He's hyped! And he's going to bring that trick to slopestyle. He's going to bring it to Joyride, isn't he?
That's the first time that's ever been done, right?
No!
It's not. That was...
Mike Ross did it.
Oh
Mike Ross did it, which is why I was excited to see Mike Ross ride finals today.
That's right,
He'd have done that, I think. David Godziek's done it now.
No way! And he wanted it.
He didn't have to do that. That was unnecessary. It was not required. It has not affected his score. But it's meant that he can now do massive flat drop cash rolls in finals. You wait till Red Bull Joyride.
Here we go. David Godziek. He has a habit of stepping things up. Bartek's in there. That was insane. What an end to this competition.
See, I was on the edge of my seat because I thought he can't do a full top-to-bottom glory run.
Yeah, you did, right? And I was like, yeah, he's chilling.
It's your home crowd.
He's not chilling, is he? Look at this. This is insane. Pioneered by Mike Ross yesterday in qualifying.
Look.
And look at...
He's backwards before. He's actually facing the wrong way before. I don't know if he'll have ever seen the landing until he lands, you know?
What on earth was that, dude? The front bounces.
A cash roll on a flat drop is astonishingly difficult.
Oh, my goodness me. Yes, that's what it means.
Yeah, can you imagine?
No.
First place, but I think the true victory for him there was actually that cashy off the drop.
I think, as you said, Matt, you know, he's definitely looking forward to Red Bull Joyride. It's coming. He wants that diamond level win. He wants to take Emil Johansson down. He had a taste of it nearly last week in Innsbruck.
And Emil, if you're watching this show,
which he probably will be,
look out. We know you've got more in the bag too, dude.
I think Emil Johansson's got a bit up his sleeve. Huh?
David is making slopestyle immensely exciting.
Yeah, he is. That was unbelievable. Okay, well, Caroline is with her winner. Down to you.
Congratulations, you have done it again. We're down here with the reigning champion. You are now the 2023 Red Bull Roof Ride champion, and you didn't need to do a competition world first. Can you explain what just went down?
I'm just practicing for Canada Whistler.
David is one of the most all-round riders. You have X Games coming up. What is your competition schedule? You do it all.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop on BMX now. I'm super stoked to try new tricks from Monday on. And I'm gonna ride X Games dirt one weekend, and next weekend is Whistler, Canada.
Thank you so much, David Godziek. Katowice, give it up for your 2023 Red Bull Roof Ride champion.
Yeah, he's absolutely in the thick of it, isn't he? In the middle of a season winning this event, but already headed to X Games, and like he's already done with this win. I've got to now get on a BMX and maybe go and win another massive event on a different bike.
Sounded like he was taking tomorrow off. He did say Monday he'd be back on the 20-inch wheel. I mean...
potentially having a day off then, a day of rest.
Yeah, Sunday's a day of rest. He's going to chill, reflect on this insane win that he just practiced. The flat drop cash roll for joyriding.
Amazing.
You were right. You hit the...
Yeah, we hit the roof then. He used the third run as practice for the next event. That's a professional, isn't it? That sums up athleticism and professional. Like, do you know what I mean?
And in
You're
all
moving
this,
through a year, using competitions to practice for the next one and build and build and grow and
Matt,
grow.
we got to talk about this man, Jake Atkinson, coming in second place. It was unbelievable. The 20-year-old from the UK.
He will have not had any expectation of himself, of his performance at this event, but to walk away with a second place at a gold event, his life's just changed, and that's incredible to see. As with Chance Moore getting third, it was such a shame to not see him get to take the last and final run, because that guy's been riding on immense form here. He could have potentially pushed his score up higher. I'm sure he had a plan, but that podium's great. It's so rare and exciting to see new names on a gold event podium.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why this point system works.
And these are the highlights of their third run down here. The riders that decided to take it.
I feel like a champion.
Well, what an amazing event. The weather held off for us this afternoon as well, Matt.
We did, with so much kind of doubt around how the weekend was going to go. First day of practice, there was talks. The final's not happening today. Practice has been limited with the wind, but this show is absolutely unbelievable. The tricks were world class.
Yeah.
We saw some new faces. Kind of, what do you think? They kind of put themselves on the world stage for the first time, and they've done it well, you know?
That's right.
Established their names, that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, 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 without a doubt. Look at that. It's the complexity of it. So you wonder where it's going to go next, right, Matt? I mean, I know I do, but even you do, right? And you're heavily involved still at the sharp end of it. But the development, the progression is just bonkers, right? Between this and 2 years ago, even.
Yeah, completely. So, yeah, Rob and I are back here announcing this 2 years on, and none of the tricks are the same.
No.
Everything's moved on so much. Not on an individual level where jump by jump.
The cash roll off the flat drop was one of the maddest things I've ever seen. When I saw it from the aerial view just then, I actually kind of more understood just how insane it was. Right?
It
doesn't actually make sense, right?
I was practicing for Red Bull Joyride. You don't do that at a comp on a rock hard landing.
It does
and he
not.
landed it.
We might
where Szymon came up short. It would have been awesome to see what he had. And there we go. One of the MVPs from this event. Learning tricks on massive jumps during finals.
Yeah.
Kind of.
It doesn't get any more raw than that. And look at this. This is
the
that
best
shot.
bit.
What?
He landed it too with a bit of a drift, but that's a trick now. Claimed. He'll put that in. That will be in all his future Crankworks runs, won't it? We got to see it for the first time.
I can't get over that, and pioneered again, like we say, by Mike Ross yesterday. The injured Mike Ross. Well, get well soon, Mike. I bet he just enjoyed seeing that delivered in the final there.
These two slopestyle rookies stood side by side, trying to soak up how it really feels to have got a podium at a gold event, and maybe where they're going to be off to next. They've established their names.
There they are, yeah, the two young guns.
Do they win a Mini Cooper?
They're lucky it's still here. Tom Eistedt said if the keys were in it yesterday, it was going to be off that stage. Out of here. Horn worked. Oh, a lot to look forward to in slopestyle. There's still so much to come up this year. Joyride, the big one, only a few weeks away now. Just waiting for these riders to come up to get for their presentation. There they are, the top three for today. Chance Moore, Jake Atkinson, Dawid Godziek. An unbelievable afternoon here in Katowice in Poland. This event, Roof Ride, now firmly establishing itself as one of the big slopestyle events of the year. Here comes Chance Moore then. All the way from Canada. There you go, taking the prize money. Congratulations, Chance.
And that's a big thing too, the prize money, you know, that's access to flights, hotels, means they can go to more events.
Well, that's what Jake was saying last night to us. He qualified first. If it had been a rain day today, he'd have got it on default. And he was like, yeah, I hope I do get it, because I need the money to go to Canada.
Yeah.
You know, it's
means
like that for him.
More big events this year.
Definitely after this for Jake Atkinson then, the man from the Lake District, signalling his arrival on the biggest platforms on earth. But this is going to blow the roof off this place. Dawid Godziek successfully defending his Roof Ride title from 2 years ago. your 23 roof ride champion. He's done it again. The man who brought the event here to Katowice with his brother. Unbelievable. 94.25 on the board. 6,000 euros in the pocket.
Check it there. How much? That cash roll drop was just an added extra, wasn't it?
That was worth 6,000 euros on its own, right? It was insane.
What a podium.
What a great podium.
We've got one of the world leaders of slopestyle, 2 underdogs from all over the world, at the absolute spearhead of this sport.
Look at the names. Jake Atkinson and Charles Moore have taken out this afternoon, you know?
Yeah.
Szymon Godziek there in fourth, Skiöld, Alanko, big names off the Crankworks World Tour.
Here we go. Champagne.
Everyone's been blinded. Here we go.
Let's see what happens at Red Bull Joyride. Maybe Dawid Godziek will be top step again.
Wow. Wow.
Nobody knows.
No one knows. That's the beauty of it. Yeah, you're right. Even bigger course there, right, Matt?
Absolutely massive.
It's on another, it's on another level, yeah.
More features, more variety.
More madness.
Yeah.
I can't help but think back to what we saw last year with Thomas Lemoyne. Just jumping the entire whale tail.
Yeah,
what was that about? What was that about on a hardtail?
People have been talking about that for years, but no one actually thought anyone would do it.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's been spoken about.
Yeah. Timo Pritzel did it like 15 years ago.
Okay, well, we've enjoyed ourselves here this afternoon. Myself and Matt are going to come back with a post-show. Please join us to look back at this incredible event. We'll see you in a minute.
Pump up your tires for the bike content on Red Bull TV. And check out the best live events, feature films, and shows. Download the Red Bull TV app for free. And sign in to watch all of our content offline. Download the app now. A new perspective on the streets of San Francisco.
Daddy!
Join Danny McCaskill on his very special sightseeing tour. Imagination running wild and taking no prisoners.
Welcome to The Rock.
Because making it look easy can be pretty hard. Will he send it?
Hell yeah!
Danny McCaskill, postcard from San Francisco. Now available on Red Bull TV. Fear. A constant companion that even the mountain bike elite have to deal with.
And your mind just starts kind of playing tricks on you because you can't do anything.
3, 2, 1.
Delve deep into the psyche of the athletes. And get to know one of their biggest driving forces. Reverence, a journey into fear. Now available on Red Bull TV.
It's always a struggle out here. There's a big crowd. You've thought about this contest the whole life.
The bike events everyone talks about.
I'm going for podium for sure.
It's more than just watching any championships.
Yeah! Let's go!
Oh, he stops it!
Oh my gosh!
It's about progression, style, spirit, and community.
I don't know if I have to go as fast as I can or if I have to look like I'm fast.
And fast is fun.
360! Boy, spin tucked out!
Here we go, we're off. An incredible ride. Oh, mother! That was a good one.
Bike on Red Bull TV.
Take a deep breath and dive into the Red Bull Cliff Diving Season 2023. The decisive display of focus and skill. Don't miss out on the ultimate spectacle of human potential. Red Bull Cliff Diving World Series 2023. Live on Red Bull TV.
Take a look inside.
And he was going so fast!
If you make one mistake, it's game over.
The menacing world of mountain bike racing.
What do you mean by menacing?
With 6 off-the-chain stories from up-and-coming rookies.
We have a good time.
To experienced riders.
Don't film this foot.
Race tapes, now available on Red Bull TV.
Keep it a beam, know what it is, you know.
Katowice, Poland, where we've just seen Dawid Godziek absolutely knock it out of the park. But that was an incredible afternoon, wasn't it?
An almighty show all round. The riders brought new tricks, new runs, and then the highlight for me at the end there, after taking the win, Dawid Godziek doing the catch. I mean, can we just turn around for a second and look at that drop? It's so big.
What on earth was he thinking? He was backwards as he comes off the top of it.
Yeah,
it was
I'm
insane.
sure we'll break it down in a bit, but it was, yeah, really wild.
And, you know, the event, it really delivered. We spoke about it in the pre-show, that this is an FMB Gold event, that we're going to see some of the younger names appearing like they have. Look at second and third place there. Chance Moore, Jake Atkinson. Jake Atkinson with a 91.87. Put that into perspective for me.
So that means that he's not only turning up to a gold event and putting a run together that's impressive, he's putting a run together to score over 90 out of 100. That means you need 7 varied tricks, 7 unbelievable slopestyle tricks. You need to land them all perfectly. So he's not only proved that he's more than a rookie, he's consistent.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And, you know, like I said, Chance Moore, Jake Atkinson, really stepping it up. Chance Moore, the Canadian, wouldn't have really been right with it if we didn't have a Canadian on a podium today, but didn't he ride brilliantly?
Absolutely. I mean, this was his third place run. It was an unbelievable run. He did make some mistakes later on. I feel like he could have potentially pushed the bar even higher and raised his score, but he's going to be so happy with this third place.
But the fact is, he did get to the end. He did deliver that run. He was in third place, you know what I mean?
I love his style. It's lofty. It's huge. That would have been can you imagine how much that will help you score a double backflip on a jump that big? So difficult to judge the rotation. And then linking it with a cork 720. This was one of the highlights of the first runs, wasn't it?
Look at this. Big front flip.
He lands so good.
And, you know, like I said, Matt, like we said, you know, Crankworks, diamond level events, you don't get these youngsters there because they can't qualify through. Here today, though, the gold event, you said it would give us that cross-section of talent, and it has, because the youngsters have definitely taken it to him. Jake Atkinson was unbelievable today. The way he started
I love the progression of his runs. He used all 3 competition runs, and he used them so effectively. The bloke was figuring out slopestyle tricks on slopestyle features by using his 3 runs. So he had cash rolls, he had a 360 quadruple bar spin at the top, and if this was his final run, he did a 361, 2, 3. 360 triple bar spin on a flat drop. He said on the interview he learned a 360 bar spin flat drop here. He's put years of progression into the last couple of hours.
He said that over the 14-metre jump was absolutely terrifying. You know, that's one thing almost sort of take watching for granted. You don't see the fear, how much danger is involved, right? But it's there. The risk is enormous.
Yeah.
Enormous. How can it not be to be upside down, spinning your bars? You know, it's just, the whole thing's mad.
There's so much jeopardy, and no one knows that more than the guy in first place, Dawid Godziek, who's been linking slopestyle competitions together this year so effectively, proving to the world that if anyone's going to take the wins away from Emilia Hansen, it's him. And look, the run had everything. Cash roll bar spin on that step up. We've seen cash rolls. We don't get many cash roll variations. Flat drop backflip bar spin. The flat drop backflip's a trick we've been seeing for a lot of years, but less riders.
It's like
a twister, no hand. It is. It's hectic.
What's going
on?
on?
It's like a whirlwind. Taking your hands off in that twister, which is a 1080, and then a cash roll tail whip at the end. You can see why it's a winning run. You know, it was all huge.
Look at that. That's why he's a back-to-back Red Bull Roof Ride winner. And then, I'm glad you were with me today.
I'm glad
Thanks for calling the tricks this afternoon,
it's
mate.
It's good for us to finally get to digest what's actually happened.
Downhill's a lot more straightforward to commentate on than that. It's absolutely insane, isn't it? And let's have a look what he did afterwards on the step down. This was his third run. Look at this aerial shot.
There's no better view.
What?
to capture the severity of what's going on there on that flat drop.
Look at
it's
it,
5
dude.
metres down. Before he's left that... When you ride into that drop, okay, you can't see the landing. It's blind.
Mate, talk me through it quickly, what that is, because from that aerial shot, he comes over the top off the roof, like literally backwards, right?
So that drop is blind enough as it is, okay? As you ride into the edge of that drop, you can't see the landing until the last moment. But you can't get more blind than doing a cash roll on it. A cash roll, essentially the first priority is do a 180. It's turn the wrong way round.
Ideal.
Turn your back to a 5 metre drop off the roof. And then you pull it into like a flare, which is a backflip 180. So you kind of end up with this 360 front flip sort of dilemma going on, which is hectic. And off of a flat drop where you don't have a ramp to carve, you're battling the idea of your front wheel washing off the roof and landing in the car park, the fact that you might travel, the fact that the drop's not a size that you've ever done a cash roll on before, the fact that you can't see anything till you land, the fact that you don't even have to do it because you've already won. It's pretty badass.
It was amazing to hear him say. You kind of said it as well. Yeah, he's just crashing. He's just practicing for Joyride, which is coming up in about 3 weeks' time now. Crankworx Whistler, the big one, the last stop of this world tour this year. And Matt, you've competed at Joyride. I mean, you know what it's like, right? There's nothing quite like it.
No, it's outrageous. The biggest crowds, the biggest jumps, you know, everyone puts it all on the line there. And the course is so big. If you enjoyed this event, you would absolutely love watching Red Bull Joyride. That's that moment you talked about where Thomas Lemoine gapped the entire final feature. Something that's going to go down in history as a Red Bull Joyride highlight.
Yeah, it was insane. And Godziek, you know, we've seen him do second place in Cairns. He pushed Emil Johansson, who beat Semenuk's record last week in Innsbruck. You know, he was a part of that. He pushed him for that second run. 2 second places, a win here today, flat drop at the end, Joyride coming up, BMX gold maybe before then. Can he take it to Johansson? Is he the only rider on the planet that can?
Right now he could be, but now we've got these new names coming into slopestyle. Everything's going to get churned up in the next few months. So if we're going to finish on anything, slopestyle is very exciting again. There's some big names battling for the win. Emil Johansson's streak may come to an end very soon.
It might do. We'll all see that in Joyride in just a few weeks' time. Matt, thank you very much for joining me. I thoroughly enjoyed that. It was an incredible, transcendent event. Great to see the youngsters stepping up. Thank you for joining us at home. We hope you enjoyed Red Bull Roof Ride 2023, and we'll see you in Whistler.
Champion, ain't nothing that can't be done. Oh yeah, I put it all on the line. Definition of divine.
Yeah, I feel like a champion. Ain't nothing that can't be done. They told me I wouldn't be nothing. Came on now, second to none. I need me a trophy, I need me a ring. I'm not with the bull, but keep it a beam. Know what it is, you know what I mean. Shit, all I do is win, 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 win. Haters wanna hate, they ain't make top 10. Double, triple team, what they need to defend. I juke left and I'm gone with the win. I'm gone with it.
I feel like a champion. A champion. Ain't nothing that can't be done. Oh yeah. I put it all on the line. Definition of divine.